Hey guys, I am back with another Jake's Metal chat. This is episode 42, and well, 42 episodes now. That's just stupid, isn't it? Just stupid how long I've been doing this for. Literally, yeah, the 29th of May is when I did um the first two chats, so it was coming up to a year since I've done this. No, sorry, this is episode 43. I had to look on my chat. Jake's Metal Chat episode 43. Because episode 42 was John Walker from Cancer. You're going to probably think, episode 42 again? Well, yeah, I'm a bit silly. I'm going to probably drink a bit later, but this is just Pepsi Max. Yeah, so got another chat planned here today. Yes, I've had a bit of a trim here and the mustache because I had to what's the word? I had to renew my passport because it ends in 2 weeks. It expires in 2 weeks, so I have to get a new passport. And I took a photo when I had a full fitness hair. Well, I'm not going to bore you with that, but hopefully that photo gets accepted. If not, then I'll just take a new one. It's not a big bloody deal. We can't go anywhere at the moment. But yeah. For Jake's Metal Sessions, if there's any bands out there, I need to add this now. If there's any bands out there and you are all right with me playing your music, email address is jakesmetalsessions@outlook.com. So if anyone wants their music played on my podcast, anyone wants their music played on my podcast, then I will be happy to play your music on my podcast and, get your band more out there than at the moment. Wearing Frozen Soul again, which I wore on my chat with my mate Simon, who is the man behind the Metal Brethren show, as we call him, Metal Brethren. Now I'm going to get my guest in a minute. He's from a band I like to call Bloodborne Death Metal. You can probably guess who I'm on about. I don't usually say who I got as guests for the next chats or anything. I should really tell people, but I think when I start doing these live again, because I'm going to get a new laptop so I can start streaming, recording music, because I'm going to plan to do some live chats via obviously YouTube, but also on Facebook and Twitch. So look out for that. Yeah. Oh, I might as well I think I'll get him in now. But if anyone's got issues with my sound, please let me know, because I don't seem to. If no one can't hear me, then I'll just stop the recording. Then. If no one can't hear me, then yeah, sorry. It's because I've noticed, and it feels like the microphone has just been turned up too loud. But anyway, I'm going to get my guest in. We will chat more about metal music and what's going on out there at the moment. And I've been going out for walks and going out in nature and stuff, and hopefully I'm going to be meeting up with some people on the 29th of May, so that'll be amazing. And I've hit 299 subscribers now, so I'm nearly at the 300 mark, and I think for 300 I'm going to do something a little bit different. Might just be me chatting metal, you asking me questions in the live chat and everything. So yeah, just a good old hangout with some beer and talking metal. And I will be bringing more guests back, and just sort out. Yeah. So I thought I was gonna. Yeah, that's it. And I've been playing Resident Evil 8 Village a lot lately, and I've done 4 playthroughs so far, and I managed to stay under the 3-hour mark on that game, so doing pretty damn well. So I'm going to get my guest in now, and for Resident Evil 8, I'm most likely going to do the hardest difficulty. Just gonna let him in. Hello.
Hello. Right. Sorry, my phone was prompting me with something I couldn't. I was like, hang on, wait, it's making me do more stuff. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. Good today. Yeah, and getting out a lot, walking stuff. Been playing Resident Evil Village a lot lately.
Ah, nice. Yeah, walking is probably like the thing that's got to keep us sane. Do you know if this works sideways on a phone? Because my phone's not doing it sideways.
It should work on sides. It depends if you got the got it on, the setting where it makes you do it sideways.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm great with technology. Is my camera on? Because I cannot tell.
No, it's not on. It should say start video somewhere.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I've never used Zoom before, so
there you
are. Okay, I'm here. Yeah, sorry about that. I've never used it before.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
I'm terrible with technology anyway.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you keeping? Might as well start off with that.
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Walking a lot, as you said, playing guitar, listening to records, of course. I've just realised I'm really exposed. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, mainly just doing stuff. So yeah, music and going out. That's one nice thing about living in Norfolk is there's a lot of nature and stuff. So it's not like being hemmed in, I guess.
No, that's a plus.
Yeah, that would drive me insane living in like a really busy city and being locked in.
Yeah, I live on not the outskirts. I live outside the centre of Bristol.
So yeah,
there are places I can walk to that are filled with woods and stuff. And when I've gone to the woods, I put on like some very atmospheric, like death metal, death doom. So I put on Worm.
Yeah, great band.
Love Worm.
Yeah, Gloomlord was fantastic. That's really good.
One of my favorite albums.
Is it? Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, I think they did pretty highly on my albums of the year. Was that 2019 or something like
2019, that? It came out like on digital release, and then they released it on CD and vinyl last year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course. There's one of those weird ones where it kind of fell on the change of the year, like Atlas this year.
Yeah, so welcome to Jake's Metal Chat. This is episode 43. I said 42 when I did the intro, but I remember that's John Walker from Cancer.
No. Yeah, I had a look on the channel and stuff, just at what's been going up recently, and I saw you had like David from Undergang. That was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, my cat's going crazy outside.
Your cat.
Yeah, she doesn't like it when I have the door shut. Yeah, you had who else? You had some really cool people on, like was it Fred from Dismember?
Yep, Fred Exby, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. He
was cool to chat to.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, yeah, it's a pleasure. It seems like I'm in very good company on the channel, so that's always good.
Definitely. Yeah, I get a lot of people from like newer bands, classic bands, Cam Lee of Massacre, Chris Ryford of Autopsy, and
yeah, of course.
David Gregor was my first one.
Sorry?
David Gregor.
Oh, nice. And you had Carl Willits. Quite recent. I saw Carl was on it.
Oh yeah, Carl was on. Yeah, Carl Willits. You kept calling me Jack.
I can imagine that was really easy.
Yeah, he called me Jack, not Jake.
Yeah. I'll make sure not to make that mistake.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I don't mind. Don't mind if he calls me Jack. It's all good. But
yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know this man, you should know this man. If not, he's got a YouTube channel on here. This is Jørgen. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're one of the first, actually. I get quite a lot of variations on my name, but yeah, Jørgen is indeed right.
Yeah, Jørgen of the band Garden of Eyes, which I've been calling Bloodborne death metal.
Yeah, that's perfectly fitting.
And he's got other bands as well. Not too many, not like Johnny Peterson, a mate of mine from here.
Yeah. Or Roger from Paganizer has
yeah, he's got too many bands as well.
Yeah, they're really good. He's such a good musician, that guy. He's crazy.
If they're great musicians, they're gonna have many projects.
Yeah.
three, four bands for me. I don't need any more than that.
Yeah, I sort of I put an announcement up a couple of days ago that I basically have decided rather than doing a bit of this and a bit of that I want to do a lot of my musical stuff in the Garden of Ice. So for the time being, I'm just sort of pausing my other things and just letting Garden of Ice do its thing. I'm really enjoying doing that. So
then just carry on with that, because we're going to talk about Garden of Ice a bit more. And also he's got a YouTube channel called Nattskog. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Nattskog. I was thinking, I'm going to say things wrong. I know I am.
That's right. It's totally cool. It's the same if I'm talking, like if I'm doing a thing on like a German band, I'm just like, oh shit, I've got to read this.
I got to read this. I got to read this. I got to read this. Fuck.
Yeah.
But so let's chat some metal and not all the fucking bollocks that's happening at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sort of just trying to ignore the outside world at the best of times, let alone with everything going on at the minute. It's just
it's all bullshit at the moment. Well,
it's very sorry state of affairs in quite a few sectors. So yeah,
I mean, all the stuff that's happening is like, oh yeah, there's this going on. I've said that too many times in these chats. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, totally.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's bullshit. I keep bringing it up, but but yeah, let's talk some metal. And this is what I ask: where did your music journey begin, and how did you get into this? It's wonderful to us, but to everyone else, it's just, they'll say, "Oh, it's just noise." How'd you get into metal?
Yeah, I mean, I never get that it's just noise argument anyway, because it's a frequency. All music is technically just noise, otherwise we wouldn't hear it. That's how frequency works. But no, the earliest metal band I got into, I was probably about 7, 8 years old, so middle school. I was quite young, and I discovered Gus G. He played for Ozzy later on. His old band Firewind. They had a song called "The Book of Heavy Metal," which came about from me searching the phrase, having heard it from I think a friend's older brother or something, and I was like, this is great. I'm going to listen to a lot of this and do very little else for the rest of my life. So here we are.
There you go. That's where you all know you're into this music we call metal. Well, we don't say we call it metal. It is metal. That's what it's called. Don't know what I'm talking about. But I think I had something similar to you. One of my brother's old mates got me into some metal bands. He said, "Oh, check out this band." He was like, "Who is it?" Pantera. Check them out, because he had 2 burnt CDs of the Great Southern Trendkill, and the other one was Vulgar Display of Power.
And there you go. It's sort of once you get bitten by the bug, then that's it,
Yeah, and quoting a friend here, Ken of Ken's Death Metal Crypt, he said, "You don't choose metal, metal chooses you."
Yeah, definitely true. And Ken's great. He's got a great YouTube channel.
He's got a great YouTube channel.
His band's really good as well. Unnatural.
Yeah.
Vocalist.
Played them on my podcast, Jake's Metal Sessions.
Oh, wicked. I'll check that out. Yeah, Unnatural are really cool.
Unnatural, and Worm was on that same episode. It's the new music to check out episode.
Oh, wicked. Sounds good. Unnatural's demo CD thing came out on Cavernous around the same time the Garden of Ice demo CD collection. The CD with all the demo tapes on it.
Which I do have, which I'll show soon when we get to the Bloodborne related death metal.
Yeah.
Because want to talk about that as well. But yeah, Ken definitely is great, because he got into metal in, like he said, 1983. So way before us. Me, it was 2003. Yeah, 2003 was for me. So
yeah, I'm trying to think now. I'd have been 7, so I'd have been about 2005 or so. I'm considerably younger than everyone I know. So
yeah, definitely, because I looked you up on Metal Archives, like 1998. Really?
Yeah. No,
I was like, bloody hell, easy. And then I was born in 91.
Really?
I'm an early 90s kid.
I'm forever. I'm always just known as, like, I'm always the young guy. Like, most of my mates are obviously quite a bit older and stuff. So what can you do?
What can you do? Because 2003, I got into 2002. I was listening to like rock and all that. I heard rock growing up because my mum played Queen a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a much better thing to grow up around than like a lot of people. So
well, yeah, because I heard that, and then I heard from my dad Bruce Springsteen and Dire Straits and stuff like that. But
yeah,
then I also had that shitty pop phase, like most people would have gone through.
yeah, the unfortunate 2000s pop was not a good thing to grow up around.
Yeah, I completely just pushed that to one side now. I wish I got into metal a little bit earlier, to be fair.
Yeah.
But fuck it, it's happened.
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
Yeah, and well, I haven't left the metal scene since.
No,
Because I heard some metal back in primary school around 2002 is when the former year sixes were going to be going to secondary school, and one of them was playing. Do you remember the air guitar CDs that they brought out?
oh, very vaguely. I think I'd have been quite young around then, but yeah.
They brought those out in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think I'd have been like really young then. But
yeah, like all sorts of bands on there, like Def Leppard, and they had Van Halen Eruption on there. That's why I've heard that. So I've heard all that before.
I think that's probably every person who plays guitar. That there was a point when they heard Eruption and they were like, I really want to do lead guitar. I think that's
that was me, but I can't do leads.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a great track as well, like instrumentally. He sort of makes the guitar sing on that, which is just crazy.
Yeah, it's like when he's doing the tamping, it's like it's like you were saying, it's making it sing. It's like the guitar singing a note or something. The guitar,
yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah,
is someone singing, but yeah, there you go. Right, I thought I can't do the whole solo, probably just the finger tapping bit. I can do finger taps, that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's the best bit anyway.
It's like
yeah,
you know, and yeah, I heard all that and then didn't think too much about it. And then when I got to secondary school, I was like, okay, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, Pantera, and then a mate of mine told me in 2004 to check out Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, I mean that's a big one, I guess. Bands like Cannibal and Death.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first because I like the music, like the guitars and all that. It's just as soon as you hear the vocals, it's like, I'll come back to this later.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of got dropped in the deep end with that stuff. Then I think it was in about year 7, a guy, one of about 3 metalheads in my school was a couple years older, and he played me the band Torso Fuck.
Oh,
which is almost like a legendary status now. But yeah, sort of backtracking from that to like sort of more typical death metal, it was then quite easy to get into.
You got well thrown in the deep end with that.
Yeah. One of the guys has a band just called Torso now, which is like old school death metal. It's really good stuff. They just got a 3-track out.
Yeah, I love my old school death metal. So
yeah, definitely, we'll check it out. It's a really good tape.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I'm always trying to find new bands in that old school style.
Yeah. There's definitely certain labels that you can follow and just know that you're going to get something really good at the minute, which is great.
Yeah, because I always just found these bands by myself. I was like, oh, Cannibal Corpse was just thrown to me. Same with Lamb of God. He told me to check out Lamb of God as well.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, though. Once you find a couple, it's then easier to kind of go further. It's like horror movies. Once you've seen a few, it's quite easy to go down the rabbit hole and find something.
Just find all these new horror films.
Yeah.
You know, and with death metal, I was like, oh, there's got to be more death metal bands. So I found Obituary, Suffocation, Morbid Angel, who you're wearing at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel.
Very early, very, very early influence for me. I think I discovered them again about when I started high school. So, superb. I've got the LP down there.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolute classic. One of the most evil sounding records of its era.
1989, that was.
Yeah.
Way before I was born.
End the 80s, actually.
Yeah, way before I was born, because my brother was born in 89. He was a baby when that came out.
Yeah. That would have been amazing to have been around for early Morbid Angel. But
yeah, I'd love to just go back in time and see all those early gigs.
Yeah, that would be insane. There's so many of those gigs that you read about, and it's just like, can they invent a time machine ideally sooner rather than later?
Hopefully not change time when you're there. So you just go there, nothing happens. You go back, it's like, has anything changed? Like, fuck. Oh shit!
It'll be like that episode of The Simpsons. You headbang one too many times, you go back and everyone's a lizard or something.
No one's a fucking lizard. Everyone's a goddamn lizard. But I thought because Black City Records had that, and when I went there for the opening day, it's the shop in Bristol.
Yeah. I got in touch with them pretty quickly because I wanted to see if they'd take some of the 7-inch. So I was just like, oh, cool. And another like.
Not the 7-inch.
Everyone does.
I thought I got to go there. I went there Tuesday, picked that up along with another album before we chat about the band. And I don't know if this was an influence of yours. Winter,
yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, very good early death doom. I think them and Decomposed from the UK are probably two bands that really ought to be mentioned a lot more when talking about kind of slower death metal.
Oh, definitely, because I got Spotify and put Decomposed on there.
Yeah, I've got it here actually. There we go. The Funeral Obsession, very good.
Yeah, I still need to find that.
Yeah, they've Meisako have just reissued like a double LP thing with all of Decomposed's recorded material on. So
I'll need to do that.
If you want all of their stuff on one record, then now's the time because it's just come out. Yeah, really good band. And yeah, Winter, absolutely great band.
Yeah, Winter, definitely. I heard that. I was like, wow, it's death doom, but it sounds kind of sludgy in places.
Yeah, it's got that kind of autopsy crawl to it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Did you say you got that at Black City Records, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that one at Black City Records, and the.
You sent me a photo when you got mine, and that was in it. I was like, yeah, we're next to Winter. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for buying one of the Garden of Ice ones as well. Like the support, really appreciated.
Yeah, you're
and the shop get a cut as well, so it's supporting a really cool shop as well. Wishes.
Yeah, brilliant shop. Went there opening day on the 17th of April.
Yeah, the queues looked insane. Like I really want to when these travel restrictions and stuff are gone. I definitely am going to head over.
Well, definitely come down. I'll most likely be there.
Yeah, excellent. I'll drop you a message if I plan in advance going down. Yeah.
If you can drive down there, that's great. I don't know if you drive.
I don't drive, no. Because where I live is sort of such a small place. Like you can walk to anything. So
there's people that doesn't want to drive ever.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't really see myself driving. I think I'd find it too stressful anyway. I like walking, even if someone's ages away. I prefer to just walk it. To be honest,
I was learning to drive, and then my lessons got cut.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. It's just everything seems to be cut at the minute.
But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about metal, and we're going to talk about your band.
Excellent.
God of Ice. I'm trying to think if that was part of Bloodborne in any way, because I'm trying to think if God and Ice got mentioned in the game. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, the Garden of Ice is if you're in the Forbidden Woods, there's the kind of like insect type enemies.
Yeah.
If you played the game, yeah, they're called the Garden of Ice, which is
that's why
derived from Lovecraft's Migo, which is a sort of fungoid creature.
Of course.
A planet that's names escapes me, but yeah, so that's where the name came from. So also Bloodborne related, of course.
Bloodborne related, of course. Yeah, because I looked on Metal Archives and it just says lyrical theme, Bloodborne.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it is.
Bloodborne and H.P. Lovecraft as well. It's some of it's, I guess, more Lovecraftian, but to me they're kind of Bloodborne is so Lovecraftian that it kind of interchangeably works.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you look at all the architecture and just the overall atmosphere of it, it's very Lovecraft.
It's absolutely perfect. Like, I'm not a big video game player, contrary to popular belief with me having a death metal band themed around a video game, essentially. But yeah, Bloodborne, and that's just absolutely insane. It's perfect lyrical theme for death metal as well. Like, it's so dark and gruesome and stuff. It's just great.
Yeah, because I did a second playthrough of it. I need to get back on it actually.
Yeah, me too. I haven't played anything in ages. I've just not had time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I need to play it again, and then just put your stuff in the background. Mute that and put your stuff on in the background.
Yeah, hopefully it works as a good soundtrack. I've not actually tried playing the game and listening to my own record. I feel like that would be a bit narcissistic, but yeah, I hope it makes a good soundtrack
Oh, I
anyway.
hope it bloody does. I can put your stuff on, and I'm looking behind you, and I see a poster that's got Tomb Mold on it.
Yeah, that was the one that came with their last album. Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah,
Although the band don't actually have any lyrics around the game, they just took some of the
no,
names from it, unfortunately. But
there's something you can find in the game called Tomb Mold.
yeah, the Chalice Dungeon
the
material. They're a great band though, and lovely guys. Before everything, when when gigs were still happening, basically, they played in London, and they were really nice guys, really very good live, very tight and stuff.
Yeah, they did play Bristol, but I don't think I had a lot of money to go to the gigs. I was like, ah, crap.
Oh yeah, that sometimes has to happen. You like of the whole like last year and a half, I think, since it happened, I missed Niflheim in London, and I've been really pissed off on myself for it.
It happens. It happens. Last gig I went to in London was FilmFest.
Oh, that was such a great lineup. That was really good.
Did you go to it?
Yeah. Well, I only went to the first day because I had quite a lot on that week. I was doing cataleptic rites the next weekend, so
Yeah.
I'm really that was another one.
I didn't see you.
Yeah, I mean, I probably did see you there, but
I probably saw you, but didn't think to go up and chat to you.
I don't know. I can't remember if we were in contact then.
No, I don't think we were in contact then. No.
Time's become a blur. Like, I mean, I'm pretty approachable. I don't look it, but I've always been good to talk about music and stuff.
Well, next time we can meet, we'll just talk music and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time if gigs ever happen again, then yeah.
I hope they bloody haven't gone the year without them.
I wonder if they don't, if it'll just be like illegal raves and people just do them in like warehouses with generators and stuff, or like what's going to happen.
Live streams again. Like, I don't mind the live streams. Oh, the Griffin's going to be doing that, which is the pub near Black City Records.
Yeah, I've never actually been to that pub, but I like all of my friends who have bands have played there, and apparently it's a really cool place. So I'd love to play there sometime.
Oh, that'd be cool. And obviously, Golden Eyes is a one-man project.
Yeah, that's right in essence, but I'm hoping when I can rehearse and stuff. Like I rehearse daily on my own, but I've got a potential drummer lined up, so when we can actually rehearse together, hopefully try him out, and so we can have real drums live rather than just playback and stuff.
I don't want a drum machine. It probably wouldn't sound right if you were doing it live, but on record it does sound right because it's only
like I definitely do want to have real drums with Garden of Ice. Like the main reason that I don't is I can't play drums and I don't live near anybody, let alone who plays drums. But hopefully going forward we can have real drums both, but especially live. I just don't think the drum machine would sound quite right live with how I want to do it.
No, what with a one-man brutal death metal band, yeah, it works.
Yeah, I mean I've done it with a black metal with a full band, but then drums playing back on a machine, but I think with this kind of death metal it just sounds really weak.
It wouldn't
real.
Work. It wouldn't.
Well, just have to see, but yeah, hopefully things like rehearsing and playing gigs again can come back. Garden of Ice has never played live. This is one of the few projects that I've wanted to play live with and haven't had a chance to yet, but hopefully I can.
Hopefully you can, and if you come to Bristol, I will be there.
Yeah, well, I'd love to come to Bristol. Like, being in Norfolk, we're in this sort of south half of the country anyway, so getting to Bristol's just across, I think.
Yeah, and were you born in Norfolk?
Yeah, so that's always an interesting one, because
I'm trying to think, because your name's Jørgen sounds very, Scandinavian.
Yeah, so that's my parents' age, but I was British born, so I was raised here, but yeah, Scandinavian.
Yeah, because I see a Norwegian flag on your ceiling.
Yeah. There's no like weird nationalist shit. I love Norway. So
yeah, Norway's had a lot of great music come out of it. So
there's a lot of great music, stunning nature and stuff, and people who aren't too Norwegian people are very good at respecting boundaries and stuff. Like I've been there quite a lot.
That's cool.
You know when you're sort of like, I don't know, maybe sat at a bus stop, sometimes say in America, loads of people just sort of talk to you and stuff, which I'm sure for many people is lovely, but for me who's sort of struggles maybe talking to people sometimes, then sometimes it's just nice to have that just, you know, people just doing their own thing and minding their own business, I guess.
Yeah, I do my own thing. I mean, I'm always chat to people at gigs, but then there's times I'm like, just leave me alone for a bit. You know?
Yeah, I think that's the thing when you're at like a gig or a festival or something, or like a common thing. I don't know, for people maybe you like sports or what when they're at a sports game. Or for people like us, if we're at a gig, everyone's there for the same reason, so it seems a bit more sensible to talk to each other. But then when you have like just a completely random person who would have no interaction with you otherwise, trying to force a conversation, then it just seems a bit like, okay, I just
you know, I'm not interested. Goodbye.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to humor people. So some people just get really kind of aggressive if you're like, look, I just want to do my thing. They take it really personally. But
yeah, that's why I don't really chat to very many people, because I don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah, it's generally easier just to kind of do things by yourself, and just, or like with music or someone you know well. I find it's easier.
Yeah, it's just easier because you got the same interest.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've got, well, I was going to show one of the CDs because you mentioned the compilation with all the demos on it.
That's right.
Eldritch Death Metal.
Oh, excellent. You got one of those ones. Yeah, but we're really happy with how they came out, just because most of the tapes are sold out. So it's a nice way people could have everything. And for people who don't buy tapes, maybe. Yeah,
and there's the, I got tapes, but I'm going to have a tape player.
Yeah, I mean, I love tapes. I think they're a great format. I think I think that's part being especially with a black and death metal. Like if you have a demo, it's a great thing to have it on tape. But so many people, everyone I think has a CD player or something that plays CDs.
So yeah, and there's all the demos and stuff.
Yeah, we like to put the covers in now. I don't really like it when you get a compilation and then it's just like got nothing in there.
No, you need to put something in it.
Yeah, I like the little covers as well. I didn't want them getting left out. I quite like it. I like all the artwork. So
and a picture of you in what appears to be a catacomb.
That is right. That was in Paris.
I had a feeling it was going to be the Paris catacombs.
That's right. My girlfriend's mum's basically I took her to Norway for a couple of weeks for when I had my 21st, and then her mum, sort of as a kind of return family favor, let us go to pay for me and her to go to France for like a week or something. And of course, the catacombs were a must. It's absolutely incredible place.
So you thought, band picture, done it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you just have to, don't you? Like,
well, I would do that. I would do that for a Death Doom project I'm trying to sort out.
Yeah. So, no, it's an incredible place. Like the way they've sort of stack everything as well. It seems to defy physics. It's wonderful. Like if you get a chance to see it, then and you like things on the more morbid.
I chance to see it when I was there like years ago. I never got a chance.
Yeah, well, if you ever go back, like I definitely recommend it. It's quite far. You have to go down a lot of steps to get to the right level. But yeah, it's really interesting place. Such a kind of eerie atmosphere, I guess. But
yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Well, I've been to the underground like vaults in Edinburgh. I've been to those.
I've never actually been to Edinburgh, but that does sound very interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up after this.
It's very dark. It's very gloomy, and if there was no lights on, it would just be pitch black.
Yeah, I quite like that kind of thing. Like I know that sounds like such a cliche. Like, oh yeah, death metal guy,
like dark things.
But there's a sort of peacefulness in places like that maybe you don't get like in a city or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd rather go somewhere like that, like, you know, go to like Transylvania and get like a band picture in a castle or something. That'd be a good picture.
That'd be great. Yeah, I've never been to Eastern Europe at all, which I'd love to. They've got tons of cool stuff like Prague in Czech Republic or Czechia. I can't remember what the right one is.
Czechia, however you want.
Yeah. But like the way they have all those like old religious buildings, it kind of looks like Yharnam from Bloodborne, which isn't the only reason I want to go. But that would be a cool place to kind of, you know, be quite inspiring, I think.
Yeah, and Yeah, because I went to Czech Republic Czechia, whatever you want to call it. Everyone knows Ken. Going back to Ken, he still calls it Czechoslovakia sometimes.
Yeah.
When
I mean, it's
Czechoslovakia
in my lifetime, but I guess I don't know how old Ken is. I know he's older than me, but
he's in. I think he's just turned 51.
Has he really?
Yeah,
huh.
He's in his 50s, and he's still going strong.
I'm really bad at guessing people's ages, but
I never like guessing. I was like, how old are you? I don't want to get into that, but yeah. In the Czech, they got because I went to Obscene Extreme in 2017.
Oh yeah,
which is fantastic. My mate's band Black Skies Burn played there on the Saturday, I think.
Oh, cool. I've got, this has gone back years when I saw Napalm Death in 2011. I was sort of doing unofficial roadie work for some local bands that of my friends that were supporting. And which basically meant we got into the venue early and got to hang about with the guys and stuff. But someone gave me an Obscene Extreme sampler CD and stuff, and Les got loads of great stuff on it. I'd have been 13 then, so that was like a treasure trove of bands I'd never heard of.
You said 2011?
Yeah, that's right.
That's when I saw Napalm Death. I saw them at Bloodstock the first time in 2011.
Oh, really? So that was on the Time Waits for No Slave.
Yeah, that would have been it.
Yeah, that's a great album, actually.
I saw them again in December at the Fleece here in Bristol.
Wasn't that in an episode of Skins? Was it that tour?
Oh, that's the Beer Killer. That's no longer open now.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a TV guy, but I remember seeing that episode. Someone was like, "Oh, that's a kind of normal people show, I guess, with Napalm Death in it." So I was
a few people I know in Bristol were actually in that episode as extras.
Oh, that's great.
I saw a few people I knew. I was like, "Oh, it's Rob. Oh shit, it's Daniel." My mate named Dan.
Yeah, it looks like Bristol's got a really cool scene at the minute.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely fit in for because there's a lot of fans who love death metal more on the brutal death metal side, but then you get those who like the old school death metal.
Yeah. I mean, Norwich doesn't have really much of a scene. Like, it used to have more of one. There's so few people here, and it's quite like it's like you have a very small city and then like areas around it kind of going outwards. There's not like a scene in the way that there is maybe somewhere like London or Nottingham or Bristol. But it seems Bristol looks like a really cool place. Bristol. Never been there. But
yeah, you should come. Well, we got like I said, we've got Black City Records.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be worth it to go and hang out there, to be honest. Like, Crypt Wizard in London, that's a really cool place to just, look at records.
Yeah, and I might have to check that out actually. Well, yeah, let's look at this cover a minute. That's the garden of.
That is the creature. Yeah, sorry, I just realized I put my face right in the camera there.
Yeah, that's the creature.
Yeah, that is the literal creature, the Garden of Eyes.
Yeah, because it's just when I first saw it after beating the Shadows of Yarmouth, God, they took the piss.
Yeah, that's an annoying
fight. Took the fucking piss on the first playthrough.
Yeah, that was one of those, and Marta Ligarius were the ones that just.
Oh, he took the piss as well.
Yeah, those two fights just really, really annoyed me.
Even Migalash took the piss as well.
I think the thing with Migalash that I found was it's not so much that he's hard; he's just really annoying because he doesn't stay still.
He doesn't stay still, and then you got to dodge that big light attack he does when lights come out of him. And you don't know.
Brother Breedus, which is probably going to end up being a song name at some point.
Yeah, well, it was all Bloodborne related, so there you go.
There's just so many good things that make perfect lyrics. I think visually, lyrically, and sonically, like how the music turns out, I think it just works really well. And I'm only dealing with things I love, so I don't have to kind of force anything to work.
No, you don't need to force it or anything. So yeah, so let's look at these again, the demos and stuff. I'm trying to remember which one's the 2019 demo. Which one?
That's the top left one.
That one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So that was just 2 tracks, and I put it on like a homemade CDR and just sent it out with orders and stuff.
Yeah, and then how long did that take to record, mix, master, and all that crap?
That one didn't take very long. So I'd just done the Arboretum album, which is more kind of typical Swedish death, I guess. So I had a sort of rough idea of how I wanted the sound to be with the kind of like HM2 pedal on the guitars and, very distorted, heavy sounding, low tunes. And yeah, I think I did that in over the course of a weekend or something. It didn't take very long. I'm mixing and mastering is not my forte. Like Boomhammer, I didn't mix that one. So, and I won't be mixing any new stuff at all.
No, I wouldn't be doing that. So when I would call in my stuff, like, yeah, can you mix and master this? Because I got no clue.
Yeah, I just sort of like tweak things till it sounds good. But I think now Garden of Ice is getting to a point, like with the vinyl release and stuff, it's getting like not bigger in the sense of like commercial or something, but in terms of it's getting, I want to take it more seriously, and I'd rather someone who's very talented in that field handles things like mixing and mastering who better than I can.
Yeah, I mentioned him earlier, Johnny Peterson, who's got Womb Bath, he's in Massacre now, he's got Heads for the Dead, tons of bands. He's a mate. He lives in Bristol. Actually, obviously.
Oh, does he? I assumed he was still in Sweden.
Yeah, he told me in our chat he moved to Dublin for like 4 years.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that until he said. I said, and then he moved somewhere else, and then he eventually just set foot in Bristol and stayed here ever since.
Oh, see, Johnny, he's a really good producer. I've never had him mix and master stuff for me, but there's probably a name that I should be keeping in mind. But he did once save me. So I had a CD release ready to go to press. This was the second Hex the Void album, which is black metal stuff. And this specific pressing plant wanted a DDP master, and I don't know anything about kind of technology, graphics, music, production, like manufacturing and stuff. So I was like, okay, what the hell is that? So I just put on Facebook, like, does anyone know how the hell this what this is? And Johnny basically just was like, I'll fix it for you and send it to them. So yeah, he got me out of a situation that I didn't really understand.
Yeah, he's good at that sort of thing because he records, mixes and masters a lot of his own stuff, like Henry Kane, for example. I think he does that from his own studio.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. If I could mix and master that well, then I'd probably never go to a studio again.
Yeah, I'll probably just get him to do that for my other band. It's going to be more on the Swedish death metal vein, because you mentioned the pedal. Well, I also have...
mine's literally like on the floor now. It's all in my pedal board, so I can't pick it up. It's literally just here.
I love this pedal because
it's such a great pedal. I've been listening to quite a few. I don't like using the term like HM2 death metal because it makes it just sound like the band doesn't have personality. But it's such a good sound for death metal, I think.
When I got it, I thought, I got to play it, and then realised there was no battery in it, so I had to get a battery to put in it and then charge it and play it.
I just use a lead for those things. Like, they eat through batteries so quickly, so I just use like a power bank type thing.
Oh yeah, I got that as well. I got the power bank. But yeah, obviously, and I know, but people might do that, but it's not that. It's that. You got to have it all the way up.
I'm just going to rip some leads out. This is my fresh from the rehearsal earlier. Everything on full.
Oh, yours is... I got this on a different website. I got this on Reverb website, so someone's used it pretty good.
Yeah, mine's in surprisingly good condition. This is actually a present. My mother got me this for my 21st. Because she was like, it's a big birthday, what do you want? And I was like, if you're serious and getting me something sort of a bit more like permanent, and there's this pedal I really want. They've been out of production, and I think it was like £130. So like, what's that?
Was like 140 something I bought for mine. But
yeah, it sounds great. Loads of my favorite bands, of course, like Carnage, Nihilist, Entombed, Grave, yada yada yada.
All those bands.
Tons of good ones now as well, like Revel in Flesh and Carnal Tomb and Atavisma. There's so many bands use it. As long as it's used well, then I see that as a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great pedal because I'm always thinking new riffs for the death metal band I'm going to do. Record it on Logic, and hopefully I remember what the hell I recorded. So once I get a new laptop, I can get Guitar Pro, tab it out, and I'll remember it then.
Yeah, I don't tab anything. I just sort of, if I forget how to play something, so I generally learn, I learn stuff by ear, so I just sort of learn my own songs by ear if I forget them.
Yeah, that's a good way. I'll probably do that as well. It's like, so I'll listen to it. It's like, oh, that riff.
Yeah, it's sort of, once you get like the first note, and it's like, then it kind of, then your hand will remember where you go next with it, I find.
But then but I thought just tab it out. So if I get if I get members for it, and I was like, here's the tabs, learn it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's probably a better way of doing it. I'm just like, hope people can learn stuff by ear, or I'll just show them.
Yeah, just show them like, so it's this note, this note, this note, this bit, this bit, this bit.
Yeah, I just do what I'm doing, and then
do what I'm doing, and then because I'm doing I don't know if I'm gonna record just a demo, or depends how many songs I do. If I do too many songs, it's like so EP, yeah, EP.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends like how you want it sounding as well. Like with a lot of my bands, I just sort of did albums off like straight coming out, so I had enough idea. But then with Garden of Ice, I was like, no, I want to do a few demos. And like, if you listen to the 2019 demo and then like the last demo, Altar of Despair, there's quite a big difference in sound. Yeah. And I think
there's the second one.
Yeah, and then we had Arcane Haze second, which is the only one that the drums were programmed on that, but by someone else.
Okay.
Neil from band called And Now the Owls Are Smiling, one of the Norfolk bands, more black metal stuff, very atmospheric. Yeah. But yeah, I think with the beauty of doing demos is you give yourself a chance to develop. Like you might think, oh, on the last demo, this sounded a bit, maybe, I don't know, the bass wasn't loud enough, or, oh, this riff would have worked better. And it gives you a chance to kind of maybe figure out more how you want it to sound, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's what things I need to figure out. It's like, well, obviously, I want the guitar to be more prominent there.
Yeah.
Got to come out more. I want the bass to at least be loud enough so people can hear that, but not too loud.
I think if you're using a HM2, you've not got to worry about the signal being too quiet with a guitar. So they add like 3 decibels or something to your signal path, so they're really loud to record.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'd like, if you're recording with an amp, you sort of may want to use like figure out how to best mic it up, or if you're recording it directly, then take into account that the HM2 adds a lot of noise to it.
Yeah, that's another thing you got to worry about, because every time I play it, and like, because I play on Logic with an amp on there,
yeah,
amps I got there, I'm like, do I put that down? Do I turn that up? Do I? What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about production, and I just sort of do things until it sounds good, at least to my ear. But
I play a riff that sounds good, I'll leave that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, this riff's cool. Like, record it until it sounds like how it sounds when I play it.
Yeah.
Just thing, and then the job's done.
Jobs are good. And
yeah, exactly.
And and what I've heard, because I've pretty much heard all the demos, because I bought the demos separately, digital release, but I thought, oh, cool, he's re-released the compilation. I might as well just get that.
Then, yeah, I appreciate the support. Like, again, digital, physical. Like, obviously with physical, there's sort of helps bands more. But anything, like even just people streaming it or whatever, I appreciate like people taking time to listen to it.
And speaking of which, because I mentioned I did new music to check out on my podcast, well, Garden of Eyes will be on part 2.
Oh, excellent. I really appreciate that. Well, I hope people enjoy it, and I'm sure it'll be in good company from what it sounds like. You picked some really cool bands, so.
Yeah, I picked a lot of cool bands. I did top 5 headbangers for that. Then the Bristol metal scene, part 1.
Oh, cool.
So there's a bunch of Bristol bands on there.
Yeah, send me a link when it's going up and I'll check it out. I'm always, always want to listen to underground stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Doom list. Like, it'd be like traditional Doom or Death Doom or Sludge Doom.
Oh,
yeah. So it's not just one genre of Doom.
Yeah, you got. I guess you can go quite like Candlemass and Winter. You can both call Doom, but they sound nothing alike.
They sound nothing like, because Candlemass is more like. Right, I just say because of the vocals, because with Messiah Malcolm, because that's my favorite era of Candlemass. his vocals are more operatic.
Yeah, no, totally. He's got an incredible voice. Like,
absolutely incredible.
You know, that band, the way the guitars and the vocals sort of, they're just so creepy. I think
they all blend. They blend well together. They all blend very well together.
Yeah, they're one of those bands that just really work. Like, you know, you can tell everyone's knows what they're doing in their place, and just from the album,
just do it.
They nailed it.
Yeah, and I got to see Candlemass at Netherlands Death Fest 2017. So this is before I went to Obscene Extreme. They did all of Nightfall in its entirety.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I've never actually seen Candlemass, but I'd love to.
Oh, they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And yeah, there's the second demo I was going to show.
Yeah, Arcane Haze.
How long did that take? Because there's how many tracks?
That one's 4. Although when we did the cassette of it, basically, because the first demo only came out on CDR, like a homemade one, the tape of Arcane Haze also had demo 2019 on it. We did 50 of those on Ancient Entity, who did the 7-inch as well.
Yep.
And so yeah, the actual Arcane Haze is 4 tracks, and then I just stuck an extra 2 on the end for the tape. But I think that probably took, again, about 3-4 days. I'm not someone who spends ages recording, so I think you get to a point where it sounds good, and then you keep trying to tweak things, and then you end up just completely messing it all up.
Yeah, that's why I need someone to properly mix, master, and that, because I don't know how it's gonna. I don't want to fuck it up. So like,
yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't mix and master Arcane Haze. I did demo 2019, which was pretty much when I was learning to mix and master, and I'm still very, very, very basic. And
yeah,
then I did the 3rd and 4th demos, but other than that, yeah, Arcane Haze and Boomhammer were done by other people.
Yeah, and we'll get onto that in a minute, because it's literally there saying, show me now, but I want to get the demos out the way first.
Yeah.
So, and the next one was Fed It, Rotted, and Cursed.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, and the obvious Bloodborne thing, like with all of them, the 3 types of, you can do a Fetid, Chalice, Dungeon, Rotted, Cursed, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, and I'm a big fan of the bands like Conqueror and Revenge, those kinds of Black Death bands. And I always liked the way it looked, where they had word, period, word, period, word. And so I sort of did that, I guess. More like a tribute than like a rip-off. But I just thought it was a cool way of doing 3 songs.
Yeah, because I liked all 3 of the songs on that demo. I couldn't just pick one.
Thank you. I think
I couldn't just pick one.
I think the one maybe that I like, especially rehearsing, I enjoy playing Fetid Offering best, because it feels like playing a Cyanide song, which is or like an autopsy song. It's
and thinking about that,
it's kind of like bouncy riffs that like Undergang use and stuff. That kind of stuff's just really fun to play. But
so good.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to do it live, and for people to appreciate
definitely
the rhythmic kind of hit of the song, because it definitely will be a fun one live, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll be very very fun. Obviously, if you people look there, it says Fed It Offering, Rotted Offering, Cursed Offering.
That's right.
Which is obviously the things you get in the game for those who have actually played the game, because I didn't play the game until 5 years after it came out. So
yeah, me. I can't think what year it was, but it was quite a long time after it had been out and popular. As usual, I'm not really one to follow trends or whatever. I just do things. And then my girlfriend's older brother got it, and I was like, yeah, this looks fucking great. I'm going to play this.
Let's play this game. Let's hack and slash and things.
Yeah, and then there's this YouTuber called Vartavidia, I think is how you say it. And
I don't think
he does like all videos about the lore and stuff. So I then started delving into it, and I got probably a bit obsessive about it. And then
I think I've seen those videos. I'm not too sure.
Oh no, if you're interested in like the properly kind of in-depth lore and stuff, then I was like, this works perfectly with death metal. Like horror and death metal have always gone hand in hand. But that kind of like cosmic horror is maybe a bit less common, and something a bit, I think, that maybe had just, I guess, fitted me better and came more naturally to me.
Yeah, and it works Blood
Yeah,
Bowl,
I really like doing it, and it seems like people appreciate it and enjoy how it kind of ends up. So it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. And I was trying to remember what song I liked from the first demo. Probably Brain Sucker.
Yeah, Brain Suckers. Again, that's got that. At the end, it's got that quite like bloodbath inspired riff. That's a really fun one to play.
Yeah. I just I like it. I like the title Brain Sucker.
Oh yeah, that was the first Garden of Ice song ever made, and I think that's just a perfect name for a death metal song.
Yeah,
I was just it just all came into existence correct for me.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember if the creature Garden of Ice actually suck your brain. I can't remember if they did that or not when they latch onto you.
Yeah, in like the later part of the game when they have that kind of big thing come out of their mouth and just slurp your brain out of your skull, and I was like, "That's
those yeah, that's the one that's
death metal. What more do you want in like a death metal song than having your brain slurped out by some alien entity?"
Yeah,
yeah. It writes itself.
It just writes itself. You don't need. You just play the game. It's like shit. It's already written.
Yeah, all I need to do is come up with some cool riffs, play them through this thing, and then the lyrics take care of themselves.
Yeah, it all works out. In the end. And the last demo.
Yeah, Altar of Despair.
Which that is a fucking awesome cover.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't do it. That was some of the concept art for the first and fourth ones Bloodborne concept art.
Yeah, because that's in one of the dungeons, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. And then the last one is from the Fishing Hamlet.
Well, of course.
Which is the last area of the DLC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway, I've now think, oh fuck, did I get it from something? Was it a different area? I don't have it in front of me, but
who knows?
I'm fairly confident that I answered that correctly.
I hope you have.
We did a really cool box set when that came out with Cryptic Blood from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And they did. Do I have one to hand? There's one all the way over there. But we basically did a silver tape and a gold tape and put them, and then we did a run of each, and then a run with it was like a VHS box with both. Hang on, I'm just gonna grab mine actually.
Yeah. I mean, I encourage people to show their record collection if they can.
Yeah.
If not,
so it came in like a VHS type case.
Well, that's like proper vintage shit there.
These just sold out. I think it was in like a couple minutes or something ridiculous. But
I couldn't get one.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
Get like a quill, the gold and the silver tape, which are on gold and silver tape. Blood vial, which is red ink, and this eye pendant. So if you like Bloodborne and Garden of Ice, then
get. Well, I say get that, but you can't.
You should have gotten that.
Could have, but a bit late there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do a repress of the demo just on like a normal tape with I'm talking with a label about just the tapes for that. Even the standard ones sold really quickly, so I'm hoping to reissue that this year as well. But we shall see.
I got this CD.
Yeah, the CDs. I just thought it was convenient, like the band Nihilist. You can get the CD with or the vinyl with all of their demos on it, and I thought that's a really good idea for people who don't like tapes or once something said demo tapes usually like 15 minutes. That way people can have like an album's worth of demo maybe.
Yeah, that's true, definitely.
And yeah, Chris from Cavernous, he did like a bigger pressing than I thought because his Garden of Ice was still quite
Cavernous Records.
Yeah, that's the one. Great guy. He did Ken's band Unnatural CD. Who else he's done loads of great stuff. My brain's gone blank on me though. But he puts out loads of stuff that's really good. But yeah, we did like 300 of those CDs. And yeah, people seem to be finding that a good way of hearing the band because you can hear all of the demos sort of in order, so it's almost like a history of the band on a CD, I guess.
Yeah, it's like entire history of the band. And with the CD, which is not on any of the demos, you got a bonus track here, and it's Soul Cleaver.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite ones because it sounds a bit.
I love that song.
It was heavily inspired by the album Mental Funeral by Autopsy. Like I didn't, of course, steal any riffs, but that kind of the feel of Mental Funeral by Autopsy was huge inspiration on that song.
That album.
Absolutely amazing album. I'm hoping to see them at UK Death Fest.
That's what I'm hoping for as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We need death metal. We need a good show. That'll be a great one.
Obviously, Massacre are playing it as well.
There's so many good bands. Like there's Leak and Interment from Sweden. Tom Warrior's doing the Triumph of Death Hellhammer set. Entrails from Sweden again. Corpsess from Fit. There's so much good stuff.
Yeah. I saw Entrails at Scandinavia Death Fest in 2019.
Were they good?
Oh, fucking brilliant!
I've heard they're really tight live. They're one of those bands I'm really excited.
They were really tight live. And well, I went there because Dismember reformed.
Yeah.
That was two live sets, 2 headline sets, one on Saturday and the other one on Sunday.
I'm really hoping Dismember are going to play here next year as well. I'm really hoping that goes ahead.
Yeah, they were supposed to do the sequel to Filmfest. It was the Swedish invasion.
Yeah. And then there's a Sublime Terror Fest, which is hopefully going to happen in October. That's again, it looks like the UK has finally caught up to like America and Scandinavia and Germany have put just some absolutely phenomenal death metal shows together. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it's just because all the bands I've been checking out, like Fed It and all the other bands are on the
Cerebral Rot, a lot of the $20 spin bands and stuff are playing it.
Cerebral Rot. That's another great band because one of the members is in Fed It.
Yeah, and then there's a Hyperdontia and Burial Nation with the like Turkish and Greek guys coming over. That's going to be an unreal thing if it happens. That's such a good lineup.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I do because I'm looking at a set list from Devin Townsend Empath when he played in Cardiff.
Yeah,
Devin Townsend, but also because I love that mix of Devin Townsend. Let's listen to something a bit more chilled. Now let's get some death metal on.
yeah, there's totally nothing wrong with that. Anyway, like this week, for example, I probably listened to as much like new wave of British heavy metal, like maybe some more obscure bands like Wolfbane and Battle Axe and stuff. But then like Diamond Head and stuff. Then I'll be listening to Blasphemy, and then I'll be listening to Morbid Angel or Entrails. And I think it's really stupid when people just listen to like one tiny micro genre.
Yeah,
I mean, like if that works for you, like if you're watching this and you're like, I'm that guy, then if it works for you. So it's all good. I'm not knocking it. It just, I guess for me, I did feel like I was missing out when there's so much great stuff.
So much great stuff out there. I mean, I love all sorts. Metal is mainly the music I listen to the most. But then I'm listening, and then I'll go listen to Wardruna and Highland. Love that tattoo. I'm gonna.
It's a sort of wrong way up, but yeah.
I'm gonna get.
I've done on one arm and then Midnight on the other arm, and then Watain on the back. I've not got a kind of
a mix of like Norse and black metal tattoos.
Yeah, I've just got a bit of everything, which sort of, I think a tattoos should represent a person, and I'm quite eclectic and have many interests, and I want them to reflect that rather than just.
You're there.
Oh, cool.
That's a mate of mine who passed away in 2013. He played acoustic guitar.
Yeah, it's a really nice piece. I think that's a nice thing to have as well.
Download Dog. I don't like the festival, but I like the dog.
Yeah. I've only been to it once when Iron Maiden and Sabbath played. The festival was a nightmare, but the bands were good.
It's nightmare because you camp so far away from the arena and you can't leave the arena until that day's over.
And usually in the meantime, because it's on that big slope, it's usually just a mudslide.
Mudslide, so yeah, boom.
My tent flooded on like day one when we went. When I went years ago, it's just like.
What year was that?
That was, I think it was 2016. There was the year Maiden and Sabbath played.
Yeah, I was there that year. I was in I think I was in Black Camp, and I think the camp down from us, I think that was Pink Camp, that got flooded.
Yeah, I remember the camp I was originally going to stay and got flooded. And then I sort of got dragged by people I was with to a different camp. And that was probably the only good thing that came out of moving camp was the fact that the new one didn't get flooded.
No, that's good because because I was with my my girlfriend at the time, she usually brings a bigger tent, but she got a smaller tent. I was like, I'm sick of crawling in these small tents. My knees ain't built for this shit anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 6'2", so if I'm in like one of the really small tents, it's like a good third of me is not in the tent. Like,
Oh.
they're so sort of cramped.
Well, you're taller than me. I'm only 5'11".
It's the heritage. Like, most of the women in my family are like as tall as my male friends in other families. So,
Yeah.
like my mum's really like fairly tall and stuff. So.
It's my brother's 6'4".
Yeah, I've got a friend who's over like he's I think he's from up north. He's like 7 foot or something.
Yes.
But like at that point, you've then got to watch you. I think he has like quite a lot of problems with his back and stuff. So I think at that point,
it's that tall, you're gonna get more problems and like that.
Yeah, exactly. But
you're 6'2", so you don't have those problems that you would have.
No, it just feels like if I stand up too quick, it's sort of like everything. It's
like, can I do
yes. I hope there's something soft. I'm going down.
Oh shit! Smack.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I thought I was going to show on the back of this. Obviously, the HM2 knobs.
Yeah, I was sort of like, I just thought it was cool, like that way for someone who's never heard us, who knows their, death metal history. If you pick, like, if I was in a shop and I picked up a CD and I was like, oh, there's HM2 knobs on this, then I was like, you can kind of get an idea.
You get an idea.
What it might sound like, maybe.
Yeah, you get like.
I don't think of Garden of Ice as like strictly Swedish death metal. So I'm not Swedish. I don't sound like exactly like Entombed or Carnage, as much as I love those bands and they are massively important to me. But the HM2 is definitely quite a unique sound, and I think as long as it's used with good riffs, sort of rather than instead of, there's so many great bands at the minute that are just keeping the HM2 kind of legacy that like Entombed and Nihilist and Carnage and Grave started. There's so many bands,
even non-Swedish bands like Gatecreeper, for example.
Yeah, well, that's just they're a good example. Their last album was really cool, especially. But it's like, I think if you can use something like this but do something new with it, and that's what keeps a legacy alive. And I think the bands like Entombed their legacy should always be preserved.
Yeah, and speaking of Entombed, of course, we lost LG Petrov.
Very tragic indeed. He's way too young to die. I know this is cliche, but he had a lot of death metaling left to do, I think.
Yeah, he had a lot to do, and obviously he was still doing it, even though death metal around like maybe late 90s, early 2000s wasn't really being talked about very much. Most people were into the black metal at this point.
Yeah.
And he was still doing it. He was still going. He didn't let anything stop him.
No, totally. And, up until the very end, he had, as well as the Entombed AD band, he was touring with, of course, doing Entombed and stuff. Yeah, Firespawn. And my brain has just gone completely blank. He had another
I'm like that as well. I was like, what to remember?
Like you mentioned earlier that I that I have a YouTube channel because I don't script stuff and that.
I don't really script these very much. I know what I'm roughly gonna ask.
Yeah, it's usually the best way. I think that way. So at the end of the day, we're human beings. I think there's a point if you script something where it becomes a bit robotic, maybe.
I don't script the Jake's Metal Sessions. I just roughly know what I'm gonna say. The only thing that's scripted is when I've written down what albums, demos, EPs have coming out, so I can remember what year they came out.
I guess that's not really. I don't even count that. I guess maybe as scripting is more like a guideline.
It's notes.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas sometimes when you have like every word has been planned, like then it doesn't leave much room for just the funny shit that humans kind of can do.
Yeah, it's like I just improvise things and hopefully it comes across all right.
That's usually the best way to do stuff. That's how I write riffs. I just plug in and then something good eventually. Sometimes it'll take 5 minutes and I'll have an absolutely great riff. Sometimes I'll be there for half a day and just be like, no, fuck this. I'm doing it tomorrow.
Fuck it.
Yeah. But that's the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the way. And of course, we mentioned you got a new EP out. You got the I got the
Yeah,
sausage, and here it is.
Boomhammer.
Boom
Well,
Hammer.
again for picking up a copy. It's much appreciated, and for anyone who might be watching this who bought a copy, thank you too.
Yeah, and I hope people have bought a copy of this. I heard it on YouTube because I need to set up my record player. It's over there. I need to get some good speakers. I need to get a good space for it where I got my records there, and that's on the top of it.
My advice with buying like vinyl stuff is go secondhand, because usually a lot of that stuff's way cheaper and quite often better.
Yeah.
Whereas some people spend thousands, and I just I don't understand it.
Yeah, I would go with the secondhand stuff anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that might just be because I don't have thousands. Maybe if I was a billionaire, I'd look at it differently. But
yeah, that's just it, though.
Yeah, not quite yet. Anyway, we need a few more people to buy Boomhammer before I'm a billionaire. So
more people buy this, and of course, orange logo with the HM2 again. And there's another picture.
Yeah, I wanted to
graveyard.
Yeah, that's a local cemetery. That's Earlham
cemetery.
For anyone who might be from Norfolk. It's a really nice place. I sort of walk around there quite a lot. It's a really lovely place.
Well, I do love this cover.
Yeah, thank you. That was done by
there we go.
Cosmic Constructions, who's my other half. She does really cool artwork.
Well, tell her I love this.
I will do. I will, as soon as I'm done doing this, and I will pass that on to her. She's a really good artist.
Yeah.
And she's got a very unique style. I think it doesn't look like maybe it looks death metal, but maybe not too typical.
It's not typical. It's because usually you get like blood and guts or something.
Yeah.
Course, for example, a lot of blood and stuff. This is a death metal EP, but it looks more gothic.
Yeah, I mean, like a great example, because that's the Astral Clock Tower from Bloodborne. It's Disma's album Towards the Megalith. I love that kind of.
That's very gothic.
It's just, to me, that looks so much more ominous and like morbid and evil.
Yeah, more ominous, evil. I mean, once I got stuff ready for my own band, it's the band and the death metal one that's going to sound with this pedal. It's called Era. And I'll probably want something done like that.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'll when you do record stuff, feel free to send it my way. I'll be happy to check it out. I'll be interested to hear it. And
I'll send it over. I'll get some CDs and stuff made, and
yeah, wicked.
Over.
Yeah, I'll be happy to support as well in return. But yeah, if you want me to ship, Liz doesn't use much social media, but I'll be happy to give like her email address or something if you're looking for an artist.
Yeah, I'll be cool.
Sorry, I can't really speak on her behalf. She's got her own creative entity. It gels with mine, but I've just passed details on to her with the stuff like that.
Yeah, once I got stuff done, I'll let you know.
Yeah, totally. Well, just if you think you want to talk to her and work out like what she could do or whatever, I'll be happy to put contact.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
And what I was going to show as well, because obviously the pedal is black and orange.
Yeah.
Look at this, people.
Yeah, that was a must. I had to do it. I've done vinyl before, but I've never done splatter vinyl, and I was like,
fucking awesome is that, people? Look at that. I love this.
Thank you. I'm really glad.
I saw it, I was just like, this is fucking cool.
I wanted to make something special. If people are going to spend their money on it, I want it to at least be something, relic to have in your metal collection. It's not just something thrown together. I want, I have loads of records, of course, and to me, those ones that feel like a real heavy metal relic is something amazing. And I wanted to make sure that what people got was something just as, at least I hope, as cool as the music for them.
Yeah, and it's I just like it because it's, like I said, the color of the pedal.
Of
course, that same picture we showed earlier.
Yeah, I really like that picture. I'm not really great at having my photo taken, so I've used that picture for a few things.
Yeah, you just ominous.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, like now, because I'm talking, I have maybe more of a expressive face, but usually I just look angry. It's nothing intentional. I just look like that.
Yeah. You look like you're pissed off about something, but
Yeah, I mean, maybe I was, I can't remember.
this is like, probably got told like, oh, you're gonna have to leave here soon.
Yeah, maybe I wanted to spend more time with dead people.
Spending time with dead people. And of course, it says there when it came out.
Yeah, I figured I'd put in
May.
the flyers with this is very much inspired by one of the old promo cards they used to get a lot more in like the 90s and stuff. And then I really like the flyer artwork. Again, same artist. So I thought, everyone should have a flyer with their record in case they
have a flyer with your record, so you know who's done it.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you don't like the flyer, you can give it to a friend and maybe they'll listen to it. And if you do like the flyer, you can keep it. It's win-win.
I'm keeping everything.
Yeah, I'm like that. I just hoard sort of anything vaguely metal related that I like.
But yeah, if people don't have this yet, pick it up. Because once I actually got my record player up, actually plugged in with good speakers, I'm putting this on.
I really appreciate it. And, if you like sort of death metal that's somewhere between Swedish death, Finnish death with a bit of autopsy in the mix, then hopefully you like all those things and like what it sounds like all mixed together by myself.
Yep. And I was going to say that as well, because obviously there's the Swedish sound in there with the pedal and riffs and stuff. And also, I've also noticed a lot of Finnish riffs in there as well.
Yeah. To me, the two scenes are equally influential. Like
of course,
the thing with Swedish stuff is the guitar tone is so recognizable. But to me, the Finnish with those kind of like really gloomy riffs are equally Demigod and Pertinence and Convulse and Sentenced and Funebre is probably the one that's closest to Garden of Eyes.
Yeah, Funebre. Well, speaking of which, I got the patch.
Yeah, I saw it. Your jacket's it's great. It's very nice to see Garden of Eyes in such good company.
And hang on a minute, let me do that better.
Yeah, we don't have any of those patches anymore because I was a redesign of the fetid rotted curtain artwork.
There you are next to Grave, Solidus, Ripakulu, and there's Bolfer.
Perfect. Loads of my favorite bands.
Benediction is very in good company. Benediction.
Yeah, I have that. Is that a Carnage one underneath?
Carnage. Yep.
Yeah, I have. Is that the one Eric did? Because if so, I just got one of those recently.
Cancer and Demigod.
All great bands. Absolute like knockout.
I wore this on the day I went to Black City.
Yeah, I saw the photo and I was like, hang on a minute, there's one of my old patches.
Hang on. He's patch.
But yeah, we only did like 30 of those patches, so you're one of very limited people who have one of those. They're long.
Because it was on one of the websites, I thought I got to get it.
Yeah, well, they
badge.
I haven't had them. Yeah, oh yeah, I did the badge with them. I need to do more of those actually. I must remember.
And another band we mentioned earlier, Worm, excellent. And
is that one of the pull the plug patches ones?
That's pull the plug, yeah. I was trying to think.
Yeah, that's so cool. Like they do such, and that's Demolish as well. One of my favorites.
Pertinence, into Massacre, Heads for the Dead, and that's my mate's band from here.
Which one? Sorry, I can't see. It's a good.
The Holocaustum.
Oh, cool. The name actually rings a bell.
They're a Bristol band, great mates of mine.
Yeah, Demolish as well. Everyone should have a Demolish patch on their jacket. I have the
bloody Film Fest.
Yeah, they were amazing live, crushing.
And I also got, they were fucking awesome. I was at the front for that set, and I got a Pertinence patch. I also got a Pertinence set list because I talked to the drummer, and when they played Sweden, and he just
nice
set list and handed it to me afterwards.
Sadly, I missed Pertinence because I was only there for the first day, and they're one of the bands that
they were brilliant.
Rat missing.
They were brilliant live. They were brilliant live that day, and the last band that performed that evening was Skepticism.
Was it? I couldn't remember if it's Skepticism or Convulse. I remember both played.
Convulse played that same day, but they weren't headlining.
Ah, right, okay. I didn't know which way around it was. With Demolish as well, and Antti from Demolish is one of the only Finnish guitarists that uses the HM2. Fun fact.
Oh, that's a nice fun fact. I've met him a couple of times, 3 times. They played.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, they played Boston Music Room. That's in 2018.
Was that with Spectral Voice?
Spectral Voice, Necrot, and my mate's band Sodomized Cadaver.
Oh, that's Gavin's band, isn't it?
Gavin, yeah. Oh, you're familiar with Gavin?
Yeah, my black metal band, Sickly England, we were going to play in Cardiff at one of Gavin's gigs. That was
Fest.
I don't think it was. I think it was just like an Eradication.
Also, just a Eradication show. Yeah, he runs that.
But we sort of basically that tour fell through. It was going to be like 5 days, and just everything on our end went tits up. But yeah, Gavin's a really good promoter anyway. Like it's really sad we couldn't play that show, but hopefully another time we can play in Wales or something with Garden of Ice maybe.
Definitely put you on either just a normal gig or we'll put it on the Eradication.
Yeah, Gavin's a good guy anyways. Bands are really cool and stuff as well. I've seen Sodomized Cadaver a couple times. Really good drummer.
Oh yeah, he's been. Yeah, he's a really good drummer, and he's been obviously doing all these gigs, and he's got the Fat Sumo website, which is where all the tickets are.
Yeah.
I played one gig with one of my other bands, Herbicidal, which is more on the Stoner Doom side.
Oh, cool. I mean, I like Doom stuff as well, so I'm always cool to check stuff out.
Yeah, I do vocals on that album, the album we released last year.
Yeah.
And played one gig. Obviously, he wasn't at the gig that night. He must have been somewhere else, but I don't know. But but that was a free entry gig, and there's only 2 bands: our band and another band from Bath called Doomicidal.
That's a great little pairing of band names, at least. Yeah.
Those guys are older than us, and they opened for us.
Huh.
It was like,
sometimes these things work out really weirdly. Like we played in Nottingham with Abduction and stuff, and Abduction played before us, and it was weird because Abduction's absolutely incredible. I don't think it had happened that way around again though, because Abduction's doing loads of stuff now, which is great. Definitely one of my favorite UK black metal projects. And AV is a very talented musician as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented musicians in the UK.
It seems the scene's doing better than ever at the minute. Not England, but UK wise, Coffin Mulch from Scotland just dropped.
Look, I heard that EP is so fucking good.
So good. That's probably kind of similar as influences, I think, to Garden of Ice, in the fact it's got the Swedish death and then a bit of Autopsy and a bit of Doom in there. I
got all that in there.
They're so good. Really good band. And
speaking of that, a lot of Swedish bands were influenced by Autopsy.
Yeah, totally. I think pretty much any death metal band has probably got some kind of Autopsy, or one of those bands that I think have influenced all of us.
Yeah, it influenced me for a death metal band and just in general.
Yeah, Autopsy is incredible. And then I guess with death metal bands like Autopsy, Obituary and such, Death, of course, Possessed, I probably influenced everyone. And then there's the bands like Necrovore and stuff like that maybe aren't quite as widely known, but I think just as important to those early years.
Yeah. And I was going to say earlier about, obviously, like I said, we lost LG recently. He was a massive influence on me in terms of being a vocalist. And Carl Willits. I even told Carl Willits that in our chat.
Yeah, I have that. Both Carl Willits and LG, both incredible. 2 of my favorite vocalists. So yeah, I agree. Sorry?
And David Ingram.
Yeah, David Ingram's incredible. Lovely guy. Yeah, sorry, I think my Wi-Fi must be just stuck for a second there. But yeah,
it happened. I keep checking my Wi-Fi, seeing is it going to cut out or anything, or my speaker's going to turn off.
It's really stormy down here, so I think it's making the Wi-Fi a bit temperamental or something. But
it's fine.
Yeah, it's great talking to David Ingram. Actually, it's great to see he's rejoined Benediction.
Yeah, I saw him in Sweden when he recently rejoined.
Yeah, see, I saw Benediction just before he rejoined, so when they still had Dave from Anal Nathrak. Yeah,
I love that band as well.
Yeah, he's an incredible vocalist too. But I think his vocals perfectly fit Anal Nathrak because it's his band, and Ingram is just. I don't think anyone can match Ingram for Benediction, for me at least.
No, I couldn't. So if David Ingram just took the day off from doing stuff for Benediction, and it's he said, "Oh, since you're a vocalist, do you want to join Benediction for a bit?"
Big boots. I
was just I'll do some of the shows.
Yeah, principally I'd love to, but they're big boots to fill.
They're big boots to fill, and he's a really tall man.
Yeah, he is. Really, I get the impression he's quite a gentle giant. Like, he seems like a very
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Very nice guy and stuff. Seems very down to earth.
Yeah, it was always nice to me when we chatted, when I saw him around. It's always good to chat with. It's just good to chat with.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any room in extreme metal for egos anyway. Like, I think if you're playing an extreme metal band and you have a big ego, you really need to look in a mirror and be like,
look in the mirror and see, am I in the right music? If you're that egotistic,
yeah, exactly. You're not a pop star, so why act?
Pop stars in the genre. We're not that. We don't. Death metalers don't earn from what you sell at shows. No, you got to have a job for that to then get more CDs, tapes, vinyl, whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most of us hoard like records or tapes or whatever, or both, or CDs. So there's the expenses of being in a band and being like an actual metal fan as well, going to gigs and stuff. Like, I'd probably spend more on being a fan than I do on being a musician. So
yeah, I'm like that as well. I mean, I need to pick up my guitars again so I can start recording stuff.
Yeah,
because I sometimes
there's so much good stuff at the minute. It's very good.
Yeah, it's very good, and yeah, we seem to have a lot of the same bands that we're influenced by, so that's a good shout.
It's always a good sign if someone's influenced by a band like Autopsy. I think like if someone came to me with a death metal band and said, oh yeah, we really hate Autopsy, I'd probably be like, okay, this is going to be a long like half hour or something.
Let me think about this.
Yeah,
nah, get the fuck out.
I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, obviously, but like certain bands where I'm just like, it's like if someone just said to me that they can't see anything good about Bathory, I'd just be like, how? I don't think it would compute.
How can you not find anything good about Bathory? Come on.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of the band like Bathory, and same with to a lesser extent, but with Autopsy is each album doesn't sound like the same album coming out again and again.
No, because obviously Severed Survival had that certain sound.
Yeah, that was there was those kind of like thrashy riffs, but then that really kind of deep sound, and then Mental Funeral went almost, I guess, death doom. Yeah,
because they mixed that doom with death, and obviously they're on Peaceville, which has a lot of those same bands anyway.
Yeah, I think that definitely. I think any death doom band that takes themselves seriously would know Autopsy is quite a kind of important force in that as a movement.
Definitely, and that's
along with like Winter and Decomposed and stuff.
Winter, Decomposed,
Paradise Lost,
November's Doom.
Yeah,
bands like that.
Too many good bands. That's the problem. There's so many great old bands to listen to, and now all of a sudden there seems to be an infinite number of great new and obscure bands, and it's like there's not enough hours in the day to listen to all this stuff.
If I was checking out all the new bands at once, I'd just give myself a bloody overload.
Yeah, that's great, but it's such a good thing. It's just like you can go, okay, next week I can listen to classic bands like Venom, and then there's probably going to be 10 great albums come out that are brand new and really cool. So it's win-win, I think.
Winner. And I'm wearing one of my favorite bands at the moment, Frozen Soul.
Very nice. Yeah. Again, they're another band, sort of
Crypt of Ice
doing well for themselves.
Yeah, look, Crypt of Ice was just excellent.
Yeah, it's great seeing that kind of bulk. There's not so many bands that maybe sound. So there's a lot of bands that draw influence on like Death Doom or Autopsy or Incantation, but you don't see or hear so many that sound directly influenced by Bolt Thrower, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, Frozen Soul and a band called Chainsword from Poland. I'm not sure if you've heard them, but they put their first album out this year.
No, I'll check them out.
Yeah, they sound a lot like Bolt Thrower, but like in a really good way, not just like rip off or anything. They're really cool.
No, which is good. You don't want to rip the band off.
No, exactly. It's good to show your influences without trying to mimic them, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I'm a massive Carnage and Nihilist and Entombed fan, but I've never played an Entombed riff off as my own, No, because the only time you're going to play that is if you're covering the song. Yeah, which, maybe one day I've never done a cover with Garden of Ice, maybe one day I will, but I don't think I'd cover a death metal song because I don't think I could make Entombed sound better than Entombed. So I don't see.
No, you couldn't.
So I think maybe if I did like a traditional heavy metal song by, you know, either a legendary band or like an obscure band from the 80s and then made it death metal, then it's something a bit different, because it wouldn't be trying to live up to something that I just couldn't live up to.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if I played like Revel in Flesh by Entombed or something, and we all know it's just going to be like, okay, that's fine, but I'd rather just listen to Entombed.
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to Entombed than myself playing Entombed, let alone anyone else.
It's like, if I did that, it's like, why did they do that?
Yeah, you know, some bands can pull it off really well. I'm not really a kind of, I play other bands' songs, but not in a recorded thing. I do that for fun.
Yeah, I do that.
You know, I like the band Assimilation.
Yeah,
they covered King Diamond on their thing, and as a death metal band, the balls it takes to cover King Diamond, and they did an amazing job on it. But like, I just couldn't pull it off that well. Fair play to them. Like, they nailed that. But yeah, I think a lot of people would have just fallen flat on their face with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't attempt it, but there you go.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm attempting King Diamond vocals.
No, I wouldn't attempt King Diamond either. And speaking of Frozen Soul, I actually had him on the chat as well.
Oh yeah, you had
I forgot him, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. I think I've spoken to just like very briefly on Facebook doing a review, but that guy has a real mustache, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I trimmed mine recently because it was a bit out of control, but
it's a very impressive mustache on that man.
Very impressive mustache. And
yeah, they're really band.
Really great band. And yeah, since we talked about your bands now, go on, boys. Let me just show the fucking hell. I just dropped it. There we go. Let me show the EP again, so people don't have this. Pick it up, and also this. Pick up both.
Everyone buy my records, and then I can spend that money on buying other bands' records. So, you know, what goes into the scene will stay into the scene, you know.
Will stay into the scene. And now to get on to the other thing you do, YouTube.
YouTube, I do indeed.
And obviously the YouTube channel is called Nattskog.
That's right, yeah.
And you do a lot of album stuff. You do a series called 10 Bands You Don't Know But Should.
Yeah.
Which I've seen some of the episodes. What made you want to do that sort of videos?
Well, I don't know if you know, but like also write reviews like on my website. And I think the two work together very well. So I can write. So I'm much more confident typing than I am talking. So I can, you know, really analyze something and say what I want to say. Yeah. But with something like YouTube, I can maybe go on, be like, here are 10 underground bands. Everyone go check them out. I think it's a good way of just supporting those bands and giving them a bit of an extra boost to a fan base, and hopefully spread the word of bands that I believe in that I think are worth hearing. Yeah. And yeah, it's, you know, pretty simple, I guess.
Yeah, because I checked out, trying to remember what videos I checked out, but there was one I watched, and you mentioned a Finnish band that has the HM2 sound.
Oh, that would be Winterwolf.
Yeah, Winterwolf.
And the frontman of that band is Antti, who's the frontman for Demolish as well.
Yeah. And yeah, because there were some bands that I was like, oh, check them out.
Well, that's all I want. Like, I don't do YouTube in the hopes that everyone's gonna, you know, think I'm some, you know, cool guy or whatever, or you know, I don't make money from YouTube or anything.
No, I do this just because I want to learn from other people.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you go into something with money being the intent, then it's doomed to fail anyway.
Yeah.
With YouTube, you know, if people watch YouTube and then go check out my bands and buy a record, maybe by that way I might get something. But realistically, I just my only motivation is helping the scene and bands that I think are cool.
Yeah, that's basically what I do. I help all the Bristol bands out.
Yeah, exactly. Just do it because you want to do it.
Because a lot of them are my mates anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I help them out. I help my mates.
I'm sure they very much appreciate the kind of added interest.
Yeah, because obviously, like I showed this, I cost them the patch on there because I went to the, you know, before this shit happened last year in January, they did the album launch.
Yeah.
I bought the T-shirt and the CD at the same time. Put the CD on, playing it. I was like, this album is amazing.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. And I think it's nice to see that kind of old school mentality of people. Like there's printed fanzines are coming back. Like they never really went away, but there seems to be a lot more of them. Like, I mean, I've done one myself. It's very sort of basic, but
oh yes, of course, yeah.
Things like that, tape trading. The fact people are buying much more physical music and stuff. It feels a lot more like people are going back to the roots and in ways that make the life of the musicians that they care about much better, and just makes the scene stronger as a whole. So yeah, I think things are doing really well.
Yeah, it's doing really well. And you said a fanzine. Well, this is a fanzine that was released at Black City Records. This one.
Which one's that one? Sorry, I can't quite read it from here. My eyes are kind of.
It's a Ripping Headaches.
Oh, wicked! I'll have to check that out. Did they release it themselves then?
Yeah, it's Black City Records. This is before the shop opened, so it says coming soon to Bristol City Centre.
Oh, cool! I'm going to check out that fanzine though. I love fanzines.
Yeah, it's got in the shops and stuff. I think they're selling them on the website. I'm not too sure.
Oh, cool! I'll try and grab one from them soon then.
And obviously, well, Jake, none of my stuff's mentioned in it yet. Maybe for the second one, but there's some podcasts you should check out. It's the big two here. So we've got Phil's Breakfast Metal.
Yeah.
And the Metal Brethren Show. And I've had both of them on here.
Who else is on there? Is it like just two podcasts, or is that
those two? And there's one called Crushing Sounds. I've never heard of. I don't think
I've not heard that one, but I'll have to look it up.
A YouTube channel.
Yeah, cool.
And my mate Simon does the Metal Brethren Show, and one Saturday a month.
I've seen a couple. Is he a YouTuber as well?
No, he does Twitch.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah, the name rings a bell, so I think I've seen or heard something he's done. But
one Saturday a month, he goes on Top Rock Radio, which is run by an animator of mine named Jim Beerman.
Oh, yeah.
And he does the Jim Beerman Show every Sunday, Wednesday on Top Rock, and then does it every Tuesday on Total Rock.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
And Simon does it once every Saturday, like the second Saturday of every month. And he's
I need to check out more of these things, like fanzines. I've known what they are, but it's only in like the last couple of years that I've been keeping an eye out for much more obscure ones. And some of them are just so well done, and it feels like you're having a conversation with a band yourself and stuff. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, definitely, that's true. And yeah, and back to the YouTube channel, I was going to mention more. You got more, not just the bands that you don't know but should. You've done other things as well. I think you've done some album reviews on there.
Yeah, I used to do album reviews on there. Now I just write album reviews because I prefer to do it that way. I can really say what I want to. But I have a series. My other series are sort of less active, but I have like a 10 out of 10 metal albums.
I've seen
which is just things that I think are perfect. Like Altars of Madness, for example, I think is a perfect album. Left Hand Path is a perfect album. Things of that nature. And I've done a few discography rankings for various bands where I just sort of, go take a band, all their records, and go, this is from the best to the worst, or worst to the best, which is really hard because usually the reason I have all of a band's albums is because I like all of their albums. So say like with a Bolt Thrower, there's not a bad album. There's just albums that I like more than others, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite.
Really cool to do that though.
Yeah, my favorite Bolt Thrower album. I mean, I love Realm of Chaos. That's one of them. But my all-time favorite is the Fourth Crusade.
Interesting. See, that's the thing. Mine is Realm of Chaos, followed by War Master, because that has happy teenage memories for me. But yeah, Realm of Chaos is my favorite. But yeah, Fourth Crusade, they're just all great. There's not
all
bad.
All great albums.
If you ask someone what's your favorite Bolt Thrower album, there's not really a bad answer to it, in my opinion.
They'll just say either Realm of Chaos or War Master or Fourth Crusade. Someone might say, Once in a Blue Moon, In Battle There Is No Law.
Yeah, someone might go for Honor, Valor, Pride, who prefer Ingram's vocals.
Mercenary, which I think I said most of. somewhere?
Yeah, I've got a Mercenary poster of that, which ironically came with On a Valor Pride on vinyl. I got a Mercenary poster with it. So someone at Metal Blade, I think, did that one. I think fucked something up, but
who knows? He's probably like,
yeah.
oh,
I really like that poster anyway, so I don't mind. It's brilliant.
Great cover as well.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And an awesome album.
It absolutely. All 8 of them are. There's not a bad one.
There's not a bad one. The Victory. That is an album, isn't it? For Victory.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Victory. Yeah, that's. And yeah, no. What was the last one called? Oh, that's going to annoy me now.
Oh, fuck it. That's going to annoy me as well.
I'm going to have to look. That's going to really bug me.
Yeah, it's going to bug me in a minute. I mean, I would go on Metal.
Which one's loyal? That would have really annoyed me otherwise.
Which one?
For Those Ones Loyal.
For Those Ones Loyal, that's the one.
What an album to end a career on as well. Absolutely great.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I got to see Boltfer at Damnation Fest 2014.
Okay, I'm not really a jealous person, but I'm a bit jealous of that, I must admit.
Yeah, that's the only time I got to see him, and then obviously a year later, Martin passed away.
Yeah, again, it's a really sad loss for music, but it's good to see Carl like with a memoriam as well. You know, he's still clearly a great vocalist.
Because, well, I got all their albums, and I got the most recent one on CD and vinyl.
Very nice. I've not actually got the new one yet. I've reviewed it. I really like it, but that's the only one I haven't got.
There's a picture of them back.
Got all that, yeah, with the Spitfires. That's great.
Yeah, that's not too far from my mate Jim Bierman's house, really.
Ah, cool. I've got all of their 7-inches as well. They're really good. The Hellfire demos.
Hellfire demos, which I don't have, but
I bought them around the time the first album came out, and one of them came signed. I think I must have like bought it on their eBay or Bandcamp or something, and it came signed, and I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, there you go. And obviously, going back, you said album reviews. You got the website that you do all your album reviews on.
Yeah, also Nattskog, same as YouTube.
Yeah, also got Nattskog. So, well, I'm going to put all the links in the description.
Super, much appreciated.
But I do that anyway, so people like, was I supposed to see something? Oh shit! Let me do it. Let me just edit this.
Yeah, I'm really bad at remembering like all the details for like descriptions and stuff. But yeah, I appreciate any links and stuff so people can find it or whatever.
Yeah, definitely, and I will be doing that because I've seen a bunch of reviews on there already. I've seen albums I own. You done Worms, Gloom Lord.
Yeah, that's right.
You done. What else have you done? Sanguisuga Bog. You done Sanguisuga Bog's album.
Yeah,
which that's just a mental fucking release.
That is certainly. I mean, I'm gonna be that guy. I think I preferred the demos. It just sounded a bit more old school to me and a bit less like slam.
Yeah, they gone for that mix of slam, gore grind.
Yeah, but no, they're really talented. They're really good at what they do. I'm absolutely not kind of downing on it or anything.
You don't want to do that. Yeah.
And they're really nice people as well. Like they can take criticisms really well. Like I saw someone like they got a really bad review and they dealt with it really well and stuff. So they're clearly, people who aren't dicks or anything, which is always important.
Yeah, that's what you need. You don't want someone to criticize you and then you get pissed off about it.
Well, that's the thing. Is like if you're a musician, if you put your music in the public domain, people have the right to say it's good, but by default they have the right to say it's bad. And if you're like a little kid who's just gonna start yelling at everyone, then it's like just maybe don't release music if you can't take it.
Yeah, it's like when I start releasing stuff on my own, and someone says, "Oh, I like this, but maybe you should change that sound for next time." It's like. Listen, yeah, I know what he's on. I know what this person's on about.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can take it or leave it. You can always be like, I've had stuff in reviews where someone's gone, okay, I don't like the something about the mix, and I might think, oh no, they're right. Actually, I need to work on mixing, or there might be another thing where it's like, actually, I did that completely intentionally, and I really like it. You don't. It's a review. It's not like someone writes a review and then everyone has to think that. Although some people act like it, but
yeah.
You just got to do it with a grain of salt. It's just the opinion of like one person anyway.
But then you might get those who just flat out bash it for no reason.
Yeah, you do. And the thing is, there's always going to be people like that. And if that's what the best use they have for their time, then my condolences to them if that is all they have to do. But
yeah, if that's all they're going to do, they're just going to bash an album for no reason and got no constructive criticism behind it.
That's it. If that is the best thing you can offer in life, is just talking shit to up and coming musicians and just being generally like pointlessly negative without even making a good constructive, as you say, criticism, then I just kind of feel sorry for people like that more than anything. It's just like if that's the best they have to offer with their time on this planet, then I'm not even going to get mad about it.
They're not even worth it, really.
Exactly, not
worth it. And yeah, I'm trying to remember all the other bloody albums you reviewed on your channel, or not channel.
I review loads of stuff for no other reason that I just really love listening to music, and I usually have something to say about it.
Trying to think what else you put on there. I think you put Coffin Mulch on there recently.
Yeah, I've reviewed Coffin Mulch. I definitely gave that a very positive review. That's a really good EP. What else have I done recently? I've done some more like traditional heavy and speed metal recently, like Blaze and Right, whose album's out next month. They're really good. Or this month, maybe.
I don't know.
If you like stuff like Manila Road and Sirathungal, like more kind of epic traditional heavy metal, then it's really good.
Yeah,
and it's probably not for you, but yeah,
I'll give it a listen if I don't like it at the end of the day. And then
nothing,
I gave it a try at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I listened to more on the most of the stuff we've just been chatting about, a lot of the death metal, death doom stuff. But I also listen to a lot of black metal because one of my favorite black metal bands, well, two, they're from Wales, both from Wales. One's called Agrona.
Yeah, Agrona, I know Agrona well.
Yeah, Alan he's a great. I joke around with him when I've seen him at like gigs. I just go, bitch.
No, me and those guys go back a little way. Because I guess I'm sort of generally more known for doing black metal than death metal, like Sickly Anglan and stuff. And Sam, the drummer from Agrona, did programmed the drums for the second Sickly Anglan album and mixed and mastered it for me.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I definitely know Agrona. Very good band. They're playing Bloodstock again this year, aren't they?
Yeah, they are playing Bloodstock, and
very well deserved. Very tight live band.
Yeah, I've been going to Bloodstock since 2010. That was the first time I went.
2013 for me when King Diamond played.
Yeah, I was there that year.
Incredible, yeah. I mean, King Diamond, Accept, and Voivod back to back. What more could you want from a day?
What more could you want?
And absolutely. That was a very great first year to come to a festival, and I was like, yeah, this is just great.
Yeah, it was a great festival, and obviously we didn't have it last year because of it.
Yeah, the disease that must not be named.
It will not be named anymore in this chat, and yeah,
that's really pissing everyone off.
Yeah, no gigs, no festivals, and I'm a person who likes to hug people. I like to hug them when I see them. I can't do that.
Yeah. See, I'm quite like an isolated person. I don't really see many people. I guess that kind of sounds typical of like an extreme metal guy, but I quite like nature and just music and my space. But
I've been doing.
It's definitely weird. Like it's mainly weird because people maybe because it's coming from government restrictions. It's sort of like it's just a strange feeling.
It's strange, yeah. Strange feeling. But I like going into nature because I've gone to Ashton Court, which is a big nature reserve here.
Yeah.
Lee Woods.
I think it's very good for the mind, especially like in times like this where we're sort of shut in and that to spend time in nature. For me, at least, that's very important. Otherwise, I'd go insane and probably, do something awful.
I go out for walks and put music on.
Yeah, absolutely. It keeps me relatively balanced.
Gets me in a good mindset. And obviously, I've gone to the woods and that and put on, like, if I put on Worm, I put on Rotting Spheres of Sentient Blackness when I was in Ashton Court. Ashton Court, there's a field like not too far from my house. It's someone's farm, but he lets you walk on certain parts of the land.
Oh, yeah.
And I went into the woods, put on that song, and I was just like, this fits so damn well.
No, that's to like such a like it's almost like a ritual. You can just completely let go of Earth in that moment and just be just sort of be in that moment. I guess I'm probably not articulating that very well, but you just completely lose whatever might be going on. Just listen to good death metal and forget humans exist and other things exist.
Yeah, because I went out yesterday with some people from my pagan group that I'm a part of here.
Oh yeah,
we're called the West Country Heathen, so we focus around Bath, Bristol, and Somerset.
Yeah,
and we do, when we could meet up, do blots and moots and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I guess that's another thing that's probably quite awkward to do with current restrictions.
Yeah, because some of them are at risk of getting it, like some have like asthma and other problems. So, but we're hopefully we are going to be meeting up on the 29th soon at Stockhill Woods, which is a little bit further out from Bristol.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed for that to go ahead and stuff.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll be able to find a good space where we can just spread out a bit, so we're not too close to everybody.
Yeah, I know, especially if you can be outside and stuff as well. You're a lot safer, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. And
I don't know. I keep hearing different things. It's like you hear one rule, and then 10 minutes later, you hear something that's completely.
It's like, because I've been to Ashton Court and Lee Woods with my mate Alex, who we got a folk metal band. We're currently working on an EP, so it should be done soon. I don't know what you like with folk metal.
Oh no, I don't like. There's some. It's the kind of thing I have to be really in the mood for. But stuff like Elu Variety and Ensiferum and stuff, I really like.
Elevating and Ensiferum, Corpiclani.
Corpiclani are cool. They definitely. I like most kinds of metal. For me, it's just more a case of if it's done in a way that feels right for me. But yeah, folk metal's cool, definitely.
Yeah, because we got that mix of clean vocals, guttural vocals. I'm doing I've done vocals for that band. They sort of come out like Johan Higgs a bit.
Yeah, I think the thing with like folk metal is if it seems like a parody, then maybe I don't like that kind of stuff.
We're not gonna be that. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it should be serious.
Oh, we're very serious for what we do for this band. We got a full stable lineup now because for a while it was just me and him.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, and that's like a cool way of doing it. It's just like a lot of the bands that sort of almost seem to like take the piss out of themselves, and I don't really see that just doesn't appeal to me. I guess
I don't do that in bands, but when I'm not doing any band stuff, then I take the piss out of myself.
Yeah, that's different shit. If you're doing it in a way that reflects on you and doing it in a way that reflects on like something you care about, it's completely different anyway. Like
with the music, you got to take that seriously. When it's not that,
yeah, absolutely.
Don't take yourself too seriously. So there you go.
Yeah,
and like I was saying about the woods, me and my mate Alex went to Ashton Court, just sat in one bit of the woods on a big log and just played some music, had some beers, and then we went to Lee Woods, took some incense with us, had some more beer and some mead ready. Just sat down, had our own little blot and stuff.
Yeah, it's a much better way of spending time, I think, with things like that than just watching TV and stuff.
Yeah, it was absolutely great because at one point before we had the mead and everything, a little squirrel popped up next to us.
Oh, nice.
It was just like, oh, what's going on there? Like, no, it was really nice.
I'm better with that. I'm a lot better with animals than people. I love animals, and I'm always very comfortable around animals.
Yeah, I love animals because one of my mates, him and his wife have a cockapoo. Well, cockapoo.
Yeah.
Because her mum's a cockapoo and dad was like one of the poodle family.
Oh, right. That's interesting.
And I haven't seen her since Halloween last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I usually see dogs when I go for walks. I've not got a dog anymore, sadly, but always if we see huskies, it's usually a good day. Huskies.
Yeah, because my next door neighbor he used to have two huskies, but one had to be put down because he was really old. He's 13 and a half.
Yeah.
His back legs were all but knackered. His back was gone, and he just couldn't. He had to put him down, and they still got one.
Yeah, huskies are amazing. Like, they're the kind of dog where, like, I feel like if I had a husky and I died, it would be able to fend for itself, which I think, a dog should.
Yeah, definitely. And this husky, Eska, her name is, she's just this big ball of fluff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are. The amount of like hair they leave is mental.
And you call her name, she'll just come over.
Yeah, that sounds great. I wish we had like a husky like living like on my road or something. That'd be great.
Yeah, literally. When I moved here in 2014, because I'm still living at home with my dad, until I can afford a place to move out.
Yeah, it's probably not the right time to try and do it now.
I'm not doing it now. I'll wait until I find a good affordable place. But yeah, but getting out in nature and playing music in nature, because I played an Australian funeral death doom metal band called Ivan. I don't know if you heard of them.
I've not heard of them, but that sounds really interesting. I'll check them out. Jim
Beerman played them on his show. It was a song called "The Winds Will Scream" or something like that. I think it's called "The Winds Will Scream." The song's called. It opens with just like a sort of acoustic, like the guitar's been turned to acoustic, not acoustic guitar, and then to electric. No, and it's got like violins and stuff in it. Obviously, like like My Dying Bride and bands like that.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'll check that out. That definitely sounds like something. I
played it in the woods, and I was just like, it fits so well here.
But that's the thing. I can go from listening to like some really kind of doomy stuff like Winter or whatever. Then I'll be listening to like a black thrash band like Death Hammer or something.
Death Hammer.
Death Hammer are one of my favorite bands. I got to interview them this year or last year maybe. Those guys are insane.
Yeah, how do you do those interviews? Do you just send questions back and forth, or what?
Yeah. Well, I got in touch with Daniel, or Sergeant Solston in advance. So I was buying some stuff from him. And I was like, how would you feel about doing an interview for my fanzine? And he was like, yeah, sure, man. And did it via either Facebook or Instagram or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
They don't really use social media very much, but I managed to sort of get him to sit still for long enough to do an interview. And then he probably went away listening to Sodom and, breaking things, I assume.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy. Absolutely great band. Love those guys.
Yeah, I checked out. Yeah, I think it's all mentioned. Oh, check out Death Hammer, and checked them out. I was like, these bands are cool.
Yeah, I mentioned Death Hammer a lot. I really, really, really like that band. I think they embody what like a metal band should be. Like whether you play black, death, thrash, folk, power, I think it's either 100% committed to metal or it's just not right to me, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Garden of Ice is first and foremost a heavy metal project or band. It's not about being spooky or trying to seem like something it's not. It's a heavy metal band, and that's important to me, I think.
That's the important thing. That, like, obviously people think, oh yeah, it's just built on scary atmosphere and blood and guts and gore. There's not much blood, guts and gore in your lyrics anyway, I don't think.
No, well, that's the thing. I like, don't get me wrong, I love bands like Necrophagia and Cannibal Corpse and stuff, but that's not that represents who they are. Who I am, I much more like stuff like Bloodborne and Lovecraft and just generally like the cosmic horror kind of thing. It fits me a lot better and what I personally want to put out there. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's heavy metal. Like if I wanted to make a horror movie, I'd make a horror movie. It's, it's heavy metal. It's just very distorted, disgusting sounding heavy metal.
Yeah, just well, yeah, because of, and that's what gives that good fucking distortion.
Yeah, absolutely. Always have that low tunes kind of cranked HM2 thing. That's an important part of the sound to me, being such a fan of Swedish death metal, but it's never been the plan to rip off any of the Swedish bands.
Oh, no, that's not the plan at all. It's just
to make good death metal that I like.
And what's the tuning you use for Gone in the Rise? What's your tuning?
I use drop A.
Drop A. I'm in drop B.
Yeah, I see. I would use like A standard or whatever, but I find it handy because I do a lot of the bar chords instead of a power chord, and then for the like doomy bit with this finger. So
wow.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain. I'm not a guitar teacher, but
I'm not a guitar teacher, so I can't explain to anybody about that.
Yeah, I find basically like drop tuning just makes the low chords easier to bar to then jump to the higher parts.
Yeah, that's why I keep it on B, so I just keep it like that. It's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've done songs in drop B, but because playing live, like especially with the intent to play live. And when I rehearse and stuff, I just use one guitar. Then it makes more sense to play and drop A, and then for the songs that were in B, just move them up by 2 frets.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just easy that way.
It's easier.
Then I don't need to change tuning.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out what tune is that. Is either B or A, and now you've just clarified it's A.
Yeah, I use a 6-string, but I use a 26.5-inch, I think it is, scale. So it's quite a long neck. It's not a baritone, but it's sort of in that. It suits playing low very well.
Oh, that's cool. And what bass do you use? Because I can see a bass in the corner.
It's actually just it's nothing fancy. I can grab it.
Is it like a Flying V bass? Or...
Yeah, it's a flying.
Okay, I was right.
But it's not like any particular brand. It's just like a cheap Flying V bass, but I really like it. For guitars, I go sort of between stuff. Like I was using a Schecter today, but I generally rehearse with an Ibanez, but record with a Jackson.
Yeah, I got a Jackson.
I've got too many guitars. You can probably see. I've got.
Yeah, I can't see them. Oh yeah. Oh well, you might as well show. Yeah, I can see you got acoustic guitar as well.
Yeah, I've got 2 acoustics. They don't see much action, but it's good to have and use now and again.
Yeah, and I think I saw something on the archives. You got like a ambient sort of project.
Yeah, I mean that's not active, much like a lot of my other things. That I've not really done anything with for a few years. So it's just sort of dark ambient stuff. I still play around and make that kind of stuff, but I don't really release it anymore. I just do it for myself for fun now and again. So I find it relaxing to make. Yeah, some of that stuff's on my Bandcamp for anyone who likes ambient music. But
if you're a metalhead and you like dark sounds, then you might like that as well. I don't know.
Yeah, but I just enjoy playing metal more. Be it black death, thrash, whatever. I just find it much more rewarding to play.
Much more rewarding, yeah, definitely, because you're doing a lot more with that. With the ambient stuff, you pick certain sounds and then play around.
Yeah, more about maybe the producing it and like layering things rather than just going, okay, I'm gonna play this riff really loud and really fast.
Yeah.
or the doom parts really slow. I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And want to talk more about the fanzine. When did that start?
That was the thing. I basically in the first or the second lockdown, I was basically like, I've got a few interviews. Why don't I basically print them out in a Xerox kind of fanzine style? And I basically put it up. So the PDFs are completely free to download. Anyone can print it. So, anyone can make copies and trade it or do whatever the hell they want with it. And I thought that's a kind of cool way of introducing it. Then I did a second issue with, who have I done so far? So I've actually got them here. So the first one with, if it stops doing, Underworld, Midnight, Undergang, Hellripper, and Conqueror. And then the second one with the proper logo. Yeah, we got Solothus, Butcher, Deathhammer, Witching Hour, and Vatafor. So yeah, and then I'm sort of in the process of interviewing some bands at the minute, but that's going to be a bit different. I'm not going to say too much yet because I've not got anything strictly planned. But
it's all good. Just have to wait.
Yeah, but hopefully Shrieks from the Abyss will be taking a bit of a step up in quality and stuff. But in a way, they're still going to be easy to get hold of and stuff. Yeah,
because I did see the website, and you can just download them for free, basically.
Yeah, and like I've said to you, I sent an email out to like a whole bunch of distros and stuff if they want to print them, and if they sell them, they can keep the money. Just like Extremely Rotten, I sold some too, but like a Head Split in the USA, I was like, print a bunch out. If people are buying them, keep the money, just put it towards printing tapes and stuff. He sold out of the first one. He's got some of the second one, I think. But yeah, it didn't cost me anything for him to do that. He used his own printer ink, and if he made any profit on that goes to Head Split, putting out more great death metal and stuff, then it's fine by me.
Yeah, that's great. So that allows you to ask people for merch. and where they can find merch is if anyone is interested in finding your band, Golden Lights, preferably.
Yeah, so all of my
where can they go?
So for digital music and physical music, my Bandcamp is ahpnrecords.bandcamp.com. So if I have anything in my own like house, it's available there basically. Otherwise, I do put links to which label put it out and stuff if I've sold out of it. For Garden of Eyes, I don't do shirts in-house because we had a few designs and I wanted to just sort of float a few things. So I made a Teespring account. So basically they print stuff on demand. I can grab an example actually. I've cut the tag out.
You move now.
Yeah, I know I have to get up for once. This is the Boomhammer shirt with a redesign of the cover art. You know, it's really nice quality for print on demand and stuff. It is a Gildan heavy shirt, but I cut the tag out because those things annoy me.
Yeah, I do that as well. I'm not the only one then.
Yeah, no, those things always get like a red bit on the back of my neck. Otherwise, I'd be sit there like that.
I think I cut the label off this one. Yeah, I did.
But yeah, if you know, the Garden of Ice is a Teespring page, so we have the Boomhammer shirts, we have long sleeves, hoodies.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a shirt. I need to get one. I need them.
Much appreciated. Like we basically what I did was just set the prices as low as I realistically could, and then Teespring make the shirt and send it. I don't have anything printed. I probably will do in the future, but this way it was just a cool way we could go. Okay, we can have loads of different shirts. So well, not loads, but like a couple different shirt designs. People can kind of pick what they want without me having to buy 500 t-shirts, and then people go, I don't really like that design, or you should have done more of this size. Just to sort of see what's happening. People are buying them, which is great. But yeah, I'll probably do a normal run of shirts soon. We got the patches coming in next. The patches you had sold out probably a year ago or so, or like half a year ago. No way. They're very well screen printed, but we've got some embroidered ones coming now.
That's awesome.
So it's just the logo. It's embroidered by UKR Patcher, who, if you've got a patch like a battle jacket, they've probably something is made by UKR Patcher.
So if you've got a jacket like this, you can put that patch on. Obviously, you can't get this one anymore.
And I'm hoping they should be here any day now. They're coming from the Ukraine. They should be here. They're, hopefully they'll go up for sale at some point this week. I'll just make them available as soon as I actually have them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to put them up for order and then people buy them and then I get a email saying, oh yeah, they're going to be in customs for a week, and then have to explain to everyone why they haven't got their stuff yet. So I'm just going to wait till they turn up.
Yeah, just do that, really.
Yeah, but yeah, basically in short, the AHPN Records Bandcamp is where you buy stuff directly from me, or the Garden of Ice Teespring just for Garden of Ice shirts and hoodies and things like that. And
you also have Nattskog stuff as well.
Yeah, I do have a Nattskog Teespring as well. Just some various designs that are printed on demand. Like if anyone wants to support, I guess more like the YouTube channel and the reviews, they can grab those. But I don't really plug them as much because Garden of Ice is pretty much my main focus now. So yeah. But yeah, if anyone does want to grab one, it's very much appreciated. To be honest, I forgot I had those as well.
Yeah, I didn't mention it because sometimes at the end of your videos, those might come up more.
Yeah, I always put the end screen on just because I do sometimes get people go, I want to support the channel in some way. And I'm like, well, that way you can get something, you can give me a couple quid or whatever, and you get a thing. It's not like just PayPaling some money to someone, you get a shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Garden of Ice shirts, like, I forgot to show the back of this one, actually. If you played Bloodborne, the Powder Keg Hunters have the phrase, if a weapon ain't got no kick, it just ain't worth it, which...
That's right, yeah.
The Boomhammer's a powder keg weapon, so I thought that was a cool little thing to put on the back. But yeah, hopefully, if anyone on this watching this wants a t-shirt, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, give him your support if you love death metal and Bloodborne and
and someone who plays death metal who will then spend all their money that they get.
You're helping him out by buying his stuff.
any profit I get from music pretty much goes either back into Garden of Eyes or supporting other small bands, because I love death and black metal and stuff. So if I get a tanner hit, I'll just go and buy a couple death metal tapes that I want. So it all stays in the scene.
Yeah, that's cool. And just to end off with this last question, when you do start playing with Garden of Eyes live, is there any bands in particular you like to play shows with?
There's a lot of bands I'd love to play with. So obviously bands like playing with Dismember would probably be a dream come true. But I don't know if might be setting the bar a bit high to start off with, but maybe one day. But Coffin Mulch would be great to play live with. I don't know if James from Hellripper is going to do Lord Rot live, but if he does that live, that would be cool. Oh, my brain has just completely gone blank on me now.
Trying to think of
I'd love to play with Boom from Germany. They're really good guys. Cruel from Sweden, Feral from Sweden, good friends and good bands. Love to play with some of those guys.
Yeah, that's I can definitely picture you playing with you. When you said Coffin Mulch, I was literally thinking that band.
I'd love to do a gig with those guys. When Garden of Eyes is up and running, if someone books us and them and have a bit of a kind of a slow Swedish autopsy HM2 kind of death metal gathering, I'll be absolutely up for that.
Well, once my band's up and running, Viscera, that is, not the Death Doom one.
Yeah.
I'll be available.
Yeah, if any promoters are watching this video and you want to make some kind of rotten Swedified death metal fest happen, email me and email Coffin Mulch and
just email those bands and they'll be up for it.
Yeah, and make sure Jay gets a shout out as part of the meeting of this event.
yeah, because I'm like you, I love my Swedish death metal, I love my Finnish death metal. Obviously, I love my British death metal. With
oh yeah, me too. Like
Boltford, Benediction, Cancer, all those bands.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not forgetting the Brits or the Americans.
All the Americans, obviously, let's not forget the Americans.
And so on. But
Incantation, Incantation. There's Disincarnate. Let's not forget them.
But no, Immolation aren't.
Immolation.
Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with where people are from now. I was going to say I nearly went to say a Christian, but they're from Brazil, so I don't know. No, I guess they're still Americas, just not like North America.
Yeah, South America is still.
Yeah. Well, South America is so many good bands anyway. Like Sarcophago.
Sarcophago, yeah. There's too many bands to name. So
many good bands now as well, like a Whip Striker and stuff are amazing. South America's always just been great, really passionate.
Yeah, we're always passionate. They're always passionate about their metal, obviously, because they're always putting out stuff. They're always talking metal, just like obviously.
And the fans are just nuts. Like if you ever watch videos from like a show in Brazil or Chile or anywhere. They have absolutely blood, sweat, and tears of heavy metal, which is how I am, and I have a lot of respect for those people.
Yeah, and I got a lot of respect for those, and one of my other favorite bands is from a place you wouldn't think metal would come from, Botswana, and that's Overthrust.
I've never heard of those, but I always love listening to like obscure stuff. Like I was reading a thing about like Bulgarian speed metal the other day. Oh. Like I love metal from like not obvious places, like the Eastern Bloc. I guess black and death metal fans who are familiar with like Master's Hammer and stuff.
Yeah,
bands like Malakarpatan and that. But yeah, the Eastern, like the ex-Soviet countries, have so many incredible bands.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of great bands that come out of those countries, definitely.
I mean, like I'm UK-born Scandinavian, and like I will happily say that Eastern Europe gives us Nordic people a run for our money. Yeah. Absolutely. There's tons of great stuff all around the world as well.
Yeah, I just listen to bands like that, like fucking hell. I'll release something. It won't be as good as that.
Yeah. Well, there's just so much. That's the thing with metal. It's just regardless of like Necrolatry Records are from Malaysia, who put out the Fetid Rotted Curse demo. Literally yesterday I was on their Bandcamp listening to bands from Malaysia, Philippines, stuff like that. So much talent in Asia and stuff. Bands
everywhere.
It is everywhere. The virus of heavy metal has infected the world.
Yeah, it's just absolute. How many bands from each country is just mental, because one band I checked out goes obviously festivals didn't go ahead, but they did one online called European Metal Festival Alliance.
Yeah.
They had Bloodstock, Metal Days, and other festivals like that. And one of the bands that played on there on the first day of it was Cult of Fire from Czechia.
Absolutely amazing band as well. I got one of their.
I love that band. I heard it. Heard them. I was like, fucking hell.
I sent Iron Bonehead like a bunch of Garden of Eyes records for a bunch of his 7-inches, and he sent me the Cult of Fire 7-inch that he put out a while ago. And I was already familiar with their sort of album and stuff, but I hadn't heard their like instrumental EP, and it's just amazing. Really good band.
Yeah, I listened to him and I was just like, holy fucking shit, this band is amazing.
They're playing London in 2022 as well, supporting the Hungarian Metal Masters Tormentor, which is going to be fucking awesome.
I might actually try and get to that.
See, to be honest, like I like living in the sticks, but I'm in the countryside, but I'm like a 2-hour train from London, which is like the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah, I'm like 2 hours away, being Bristol, obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely Tormentor and Cult of Fire. That's going to be pure Eastern European metal invasion. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'll just be like this, stood there, just take them.
Yeah, it's going to be class.
And well, had a good chat about metal in this chat, which is
absolutely
fantastic, because you need people that you can just chat non-stop metal about.
Oh yeah, if there's one thing in this life I know, it's my metal. Like, as a fan or a musician, like it is what I live and breathe. So I'm always good to talk to it with people who feel about it strongly and passionately.
Yeah, definitely. And I was just remembering a band from Bristol that's kind of like Undergang in a way, and that's Cryptworm.
Yeah, I've got a couple of their records. In fact, their new record I wrote the press release for.
Yeah, Reeking Gunk of Abhorrence.
That's the one. Yeah, I've got the LP of that, and I've got the 7-inch they did before that.
I got the CD of Reeking Gunk. I played it on the Bristol Metal Scene Part 1 episode of my podcast.
Yeah. In fact, they played with Undergang when I saw them. There was Undergang, and Cryptworm.
Yeah, they did that as well. They did that as well at Griffin. It was there.
I saw it in London at the Nambucca, Holloway Road. Really good venue.
Yeah, I went to Nambucca for the pre-show of Filmfest.
Oh yeah, with Live Burial and stuff. That's a UK band I'd love to play with. Live Burial.
Live Burial, great. I love.
And Cryptworm. That's 2 more UK bands I'd love to play with.
Yeah, I know. I know the drummer and the vocalist I should say. I know them both because they're both from Bristol.
Isn't one of them from Hungary or somewhere?
Yeah, that's Henry or Henya, how you say his name. He's from.
Because he's also got like a Death Doom solo project called Rofadas.
Yeah, I got the CD.
Yeah, that's fucking great as well. That's really good.
Yeah, because I bought Reeking Gunk, and then because I think it was coming from him, and he put in the CD the other CD as well.
Yeah, cool. Both really good bands.
I was just like, oh, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I paid for my copy, so lucky you. No, that's cool of him to do that. He clearly cares about like keeping death metal old school and true to his roots.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Great guy.
And he sent me some MP3s of one of his other bands. I'm going to play that on my podcast, and that was Coffin Born.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I didn't realize he was involved in Coffin Born, but yeah, that's cool.
He used to be in another band called Grave Crusher.
I don't know them, but I will look them up after this.
Hungarian death metal.
Yeah, the Hungarians are great musicians. From what I've heard, like there's loads of good Hungarian bands.
So many bands, just from anywhere you can think of.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's how it should be. Like really, you don't have to think, oh, I'm from this place, I can't play metal or whatever. Like there's already bands probably from there that prove that wrong. Yeah,
they proved that wrong, and obviously, a lot of my favorite bands are obviously Sweden, Finland, and for American bands, it's mainly Florida. But then I got favorites from LA. One of them is Soul Devourment. Yeah, they're really good. HM2. I was listening to them yesterday, actually. Yeah, so I have my HM2 Spotify playlist. I don't even use Spotify. I just sort of made it thinking that it'd be good. Sorry? I'm following that playlist. Yes.
I literally, like, I've never listened to music on Spotify just because I don't get on with it. But I was like, I want to make a playlist on there because I feel like a lot of people would appreciate all of those kinds of bands put together.
Yeah, I just followed. I was like, what's he got on here? Yeah, follow.
Swedish chainsaw, lots of Swedish chainsaw.
Lots of chainsaw, buzzsaw sound.
Absolutely.
With this. And
yeah.
And on that note, thank you very much for being on Jake's Metal Chat, episode 43. I was going to say 42 again, for fuck's sake. But
yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on the chat.
And you're always welcome to come back.
Yeah, well, you know, you've got me on Facebook. You know,
Facebook.
Always happy to talk about music and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Come back. I'll get a new laptop once I do. I'm going to do a lot of streaming via YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, that sort of stuff. But it won't be like...
That's great, man. You know, and I'll keep an eye out for the other episodes you upload, like the one with David from Undergang. That was really cool.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed that chat with him. He was cool.
I've met him once. He's a really lovely guy. He bought some copies of my 7-inch for the other day for Extremely Rotten to sell. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah, he's got Extremely Rotten. He's got a shop open in Denmark as well now.
Yeah, he's got the shop, he's got the label, and he's got about 20 bands that are all fantastic.
I asked him what he, does for it. That's his job, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Well, in Denmark, it's a really good scene.
Yeah, he's doing really well for himself. Of course, he knows David Ingram because David lives in Denmark.
Yeah, and he's good friends with like Mads and stuff as well.
Yeah, he's really, really good friends with him, and hopefully I get to go to Extremely Rotten production shop in Denmark when we can travel.
Yeah, me too.
And once again, thank you very much for tuning.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I don't actually know how to end one of these calls, so I'm gonna have to leave that in your hands because I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I'll literally end it as soon as I say he's been Jørgen of Garden of Eyes, and I've been Jake of Jake's Metal Chat and various other things, well, Jake's Metal Sessions as well. Be sure to check that out because Garden of Eyes will be featured on there in a later episode. And be sure to support death metal. Be sure to buy Garden of Eyes merch. All the description stuff will be on there. I should end these a little bit better, but yeah, all the merch stuff on there.
Support death metal. That's the takeaway from it.
Yeah, support. And before I say that, he's been Jørgen once again. I've been Jake. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking it. I'm going to assume people are going to like this video. Like the video, subscribe to it, subscribe to my channel, share the video. Because if no one watches my videos, well, I'm just going to go nuts. I'm going to go insane. I'll go completely insane. But then I'm surrounded by some nature places, so I'm surrounded by nature, so I can just go there and unwind. So yeah, and also to end this, support death metal.
Absolutely.